I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Live from the Xfinity studio. Well, good morning. Happy Tuesday to all across the Delaware Valley. This is the Anthony Gargano Show presented by our good friends at the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. And, of course, all of our friends. Wawa, Xfinity, you name it. All right. Let's get to Phil's last night. We're watching greatness. I was watching last night, Cristopher Sanchez, and the effortless way that he dominates a game, it's uncanny. I mean, Toronto's not a bad lineup, and that's a lineup that doesn't strike out. They're one of the top 3-4 teams in MLB in not striking out, in fewest strikeouts. And he had 10 last night. He threw 175 pitches. 75 were strikes. I mean, I got to tell you, again, Steve Carlton was very young for VG and I, so it's not like we were looking at it with mature eyes. I mean, what we're seeing. Again, Halladay was more like Wheeler, right side, bulldog, whole thing. This is effortless. It's Cole, but this is better than Cole. When Lee was going great, when he had that stretch, it reminds you of that. But I almost think this is better. He's never in trouble. You'll get a couple hits here and there. When you see hard hit balls, I was watching that game strictly looking for barreled up balls. And there was 3 of them all night. They don't even hit him foul. You say, oh, long drive. Oh, it's foul. He got in front of that, right? And he yanks it. Somebody will yank a pitch, just hit it on the screws. They don't even do that with him. They don't even go barrel him up foul, Sanchez. That's unreal. It's unreal. I mean, I've never seen anything like it, especially where he wasn't. It's not like he was some wonderkind, right? That everybody goes oh, here he is, Skeen, Scooble. Everybody saw him coming. Nobody saw him coming. The Phillies traded for him. We have our man, Steve Novarita, who was part of Philly's front office when they traded for Sanchez. And they taught him a changeup. He mastered the changeup, and then that was that. It's fascinating. I mean, we've never seen anything like this. God, I hope he wins the Cy Young. I just hope he wins the Cy Young. He deserves it. Watching that performance last night, where he's not even in trouble. When you see a guy who's in command like that, that's on the road, that Rogers Center is a good hitter's park for a dome, the ball carries. I don't know. I mean, he just dominated. And there was no sweat. The 2 runs were kind of bogus runs. I mean, I got marvel watching the game. We'll get to Phillies with Corey and talk about that. And how about the basketball game last night? Spurs showing chops. And they went in. Listen, we talked about surviving the initial storm, right? That the building would be crazy, the whole thing. And it was. The building was loud and they were ready. Spurs dominated. They came out, built a double-digit lead, and then the game gets close because then the Knicks come back and you expected it. But they survived the tidal wave of emotion early, and then they did what they didn't do in games 1 and games 2. They closed out. Knicks made a run. Knicks made it scary. Hit a couple threes. But Spurs closed it out. They were able to do that. Castle's terrific. Harper's great. And, goes beyond Wemby. Wemby played a great game last night, though. Think about it. On that floor, all those people, he showed up big time. Like Spurs, that was an impressive win. I hope this series goes 7. I do. And I all of this series, I mean, there's something about that celebrity row that just, I know, drives us all nuts. But can I just tell you, Tina Fey sitting courtside, all nicked up, out. You're out. I don't want to hear Delaware County. I don't want to hear nothing about Philadelphia. You're out, Tina. Out. You're a fugazi. Oh, I'm New York. You're not New York. You're Delaware County. See, this is what I don't like about people that make it and forget where they come from. Like, you're not New York. You're not a Knicks fan. When it suits you, you're from Delaware County. But otherwise, you're from New York. You're not from New York. It's a violation. Is that not a violation, VG?
Dude, I slacked it this morning. I can't take it. She's so giddy, and I've seen her. She was on like the Good Morning, I don't know, Good Morning America, one of those horrible morning shows. And she's all, I hope the Knicks win tonight. I'm going with my friend Tracy Morgan, and everyone's going to be jealous because, I'm not always at these games. It's like, listen, I got buddies from other cities. I'll go to a game. My buddy Zach's a Rangers fan. I'm not going to Madison Square Garden and wearing Rangers gear with them.
No.
I'll go hang out with them. I'll wear just regular.
No. Jules, you were talking about it last night.
You got to be
were
kidding me.
About it.
Like, there she is. Get out of here.
Yeah,
please, come on, please.
Let's go, Knicks.
Get out of here.
No,
don't make fun of her accent no more.
No.
Don't pull the Delco card. The Delaware Valley card's pulled.
You're out,
Come on, you can't do that.
Out.
I
mean, that was...
You go to support your friend. You can't be all in like that.
No, stop. I'm supporting my friend.
A division rival?
No.
It's not like it's a West Coast Canadian team.
Who's that? What if Tracy Morgan's a Cowboys fan?
Right.
Like, you're going to go showing up with a Cowboys jersey? Sitting next to Jerry Jones?
No, you can't do it. Not Philly and New York. You can't do it.
No. And that they don't get... This is what drives me nuts, right? They don't understand the sports way, right? They all want to glom on the sports.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing bigger on the planet right now than sports. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Sports is having a moment.
Right.
Like, I've been
the ratings are crazy, everything. Prices are nuts.
I've been trying to hack my way into Hollywood forever, right? And, I was on the phone with a producer, and this was last week. The guy goes, hey, everybody wants sports. Sports scripted. They want to go, what stories you got? I go, I got stories till the end of time, right? Go sell something, all right?
Right.
How about that, Holmes? Right? Like, I can do something. But it drives me nuts, right? Like, so then we do have a sports project that I've been working on for months.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about to go pitch it. So I'm waiting, right, for the pitch date, but we've been doing these rehearsals. So there was an agent on the Zoom while we were doing a rehearsal.
All right. Give me a little feedback.
Right? Yeah. And the guy goes, well, you got to shorten it and you got to go less sportsy. I go, well, it's a college football show, right? Like, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Football's a part of the thing. Now, we're not going to be on the field, but football's a big part.
Right.
Everybody wants sports, but they still don't want sports. Like, you want sports, but the minute you bring up college football or you give up the nuances of football,
too much.
About a quarterback, right? Like, well, the executives aren't going to understand that.
No.
Right, and this is the only thing that rubs me the wrong way that sports has exploded. So that you got Tina Fey.
You got a bunch of posers.
Right, you got Tina Fey, who has, listen, I know her heart's in the right place, and she's got, she's kind of doing her thing.
Yeah, she's very funny, very talented.
I get it. But she doesn't understand sports. Like, she doesn't understand that, like, if you told her, I wish I had her number. I would.
I'd be pitching her
I-
show.
Well, I'd be texting her saying, yo, like, if that's a violation. And I can hear her go, why? I'm just going to the game with
Be
Tracy,
supportive.
right? Like,
Yeah.
no, you can't do that. Like, if you're a Philly, you got to rep Philly all the time.
Well, we're gonna look like the lunatics. Like we're the lunatics. Oh, these people in
But-
Philly. I can't even go and wear a Knicks jersey and support my friend.
But you can't, right? Like,
Right.
that's not lunatic. That's the rules of the
You
game.
can go and support your friend, but you can't wear it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the point.
Yes,
It's the rules, right?
But they-
I was gonna say you can't wear the uniform. Like, you can go and support, but you can't
Right.
openly wear the uniform.
You know what I would love if you wore a Sixers jersey.
yes,
Hey, you
yes.
can root for the Knicks.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, if you're
Yeah.
rooting for the, I got no problem.
That's fine.
If you're sitting there with an AI throwback,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yes.
You're sitting there with an AI throwback,
Just give us a nice shirt, a step over shirt.
right?
Yeah.
Like, you're wearing that, I got no beef.
Right.
I go, and you want to root away, high five with
Nah,
Tracy?
I don't know if you could go.
I got no problem with that.
All
If
right,
you're
all
repping, if you're wearing the Sixers thing, you're high five
Give a
with
little
Tracy.
fist bump to Tracy. and stuff.
Whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I got no beef.
Right.
But you can't be all nicked up.
No, no, and you know you're going to be front and center. You know you're going to be
Right, like you're.
So this is a planned out
it's a
move
conscious
here.
choice.
Yes,
Whereas, like, look at her. Look where she's sitting.
she looks like she's excited for Joel Embiid to hit a game-winning shot here,
Like,
but it's
here's
not.
the problem. And everybody goes, well, why do you need to be from it's a free country? If I hear that excuse one more, forever, I have heard that excuse.
But it's listen. You want to move, and that's you change. But she gets a lot of material for the Philadelphia area. She got a lot of credibility
her
about
career came from Philadelphia.
Philadelphia and the accent and stuff. And then you're going to just leave us behind when our basketball
Well,
team
that-
stinks?
Well, that's the
Just
point.
leave us behind? Like, come on.
Well, that's
Get in the foxhole with
well,
us.
that's the point. Is that she got a lot from Philadelphia.
Yeah. She's
And
always
you got a
saying
lot
she's
from
from Philly.
Philadelphia, and you always play. And with the Eagles, she plays the Eagles card. This is what bugs me, right? Is that everybody wants to be an Eagles fan. It's kind of makes me resent them a little bit, to be honest with you.
The Eagles or the fans?
No, these fans that all want to. I'm the biggest Eagles fan. Stop. All right, you're not. Stop. And then you hear about them, and all they want to talk about is their Eagle. I see it all the time online. Eagles fan, Red Sox fan,
Oh, yeah.
right? Eagles fan,
Yeah.
Penguins fan.
Yankees fans. Lots of
Right.
Yankees
Eagles
fans.
fan, like,
Uh,
no,
yeah.
that's not it. You can't do that.
Can't pick and choose.
Like, why? How hard is this?
Right.
How hard is the concept?
4 sports, there's 4 teams. They're your teams.
You're it. Like, you can't change your teams.
Pick and choose.
You can't pick and choose. If you're born and raised in a region, those are your teams.
That's it.
That's all there is to it. It's your ethnicity. You can't choose your ethnicity. I can't wake up tomorrow and go, yes, I'm of Irish descent.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I want to be from Ireland. I want to be like Pat McClune.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I can't wake up and say that. I didn't choose being Italian.
No.
Right? It is what it is.
I just had this discussion with someone because they were like, well, I've lived in Philly 20 years. Like, can I say I'm from Philly? And they were like, from Pittsburgh. I was like, no, you're formative years. You live in Philly. You're from Pittsburgh. Your allegiance should be Pittsburgh. You grew up till you're 20 in Pittsburgh. You're a Pittsburgh
Well,
fan.
what do you mean? Like, if he's traveling?
No, he's moved here now. He lives here.
No.
Oh, yeah, if he's
Like,
traveling. People ask you where you're from.
I think he could say Philadelphia.
I don't know. I think
I think so.
I live in Philly. I'm from Pittsburgh. I live in
Well,
Philly now.
no, but like, you say the qualifier?
Yeah, because then they're going to assume you're all Phillied up, and you're like, oh, I don't know.
I don't know. 20-year is what'd you say, 26?
Like 20 years, a little over 20 years.
I mean, I'd say 25 years. I mean, that's
All right, I'll give you quarter century.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. If you're living here 25 years, you could say it.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I think that's fair.
Fair enough.
All right. So your boy.
To be fair, somebody in here, Chad, I just saw it. I missed it. They would not be allowed to sit courtside wearing Sixers gear, probably.
Why?
Because they're crazy up there about other fans and stuff. Yeah, and where you sit.
Tina Fey can't.
I don't think they're probably right. I don't think they would let her roll in with Sixers gear and sit courtside.
Tina Fey?
I don't know. But
right,
that's just something to think about.
Whatever.
Yeah. I'm just tired of them all. I loved last night. Last night was perfect. Perfect. All the big pomp and circumstance, everything about the game, and then the Spurs win.
Yeah, I gotta tell you,
physical with them. Bailey's running them over, Wemby's throwing Brunson around. Everyone's like, that's a foul.
I tell you all day long, I was rooting Spurs. Like, you know what's funny? I'm kind of watching it with ambivalence, right, in a lot of ways. But I found myself really rooting hard Spurs. Like the end of the game, Moss and I were watching the game, and I'm like, and he's rooting Spurs. I go, come dude, we gotta, let's go Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was rooting hard for Spurs. I do not want that. And now I love it. Like the last thing I would love.
Complaining. One loss in 13 games?
I would love if something happens and the Spurs win this series.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that would be the greatest. That's great sports spite.
Yes. There's nothing better. I mean, your home team doing it, but then the spite cheering is great.
Yes, sports spite is a good thing. This is where, again, and I want to make this part of the theme today. The sports is so big, but like the concept of following the rules of it.
Well, Eddie Wright in here saying Tina Fey's probably lived in New York 25 years.
Okay.
You could say you're from there, but you can't actively root for other teams.
If I lived, I probably should have. It would have been better for my career if I would have stayed in New York. Right?
It really would have been better for your career.
Yeah, I
should have been in LA with the heavy metal world. And you should have been in New York right now.
I was stupid, right? Yeah. I was completely stupid coming back home, right? I should have listened to my editor. But whatever. We all make our choices. Had I stayed in New York, I would have been a Philadelphia fan till the day it didn't matter. Right. If I was in New York or Los Angeles, I would have been a Philadelphia fan, and I would have been the loudest. If I had made it, I would have been the loudest Philadelphia fan.
I feel like that's what we do, especially in New York.
Right.
You got to be the obnoxious Philly fan in New York.
When I was working there, I used to wear Flyers gear because the Flyers were in the Cup. Against that year against the
Flyers drive them nuts up there.
Yeah, I hate them. Eagles. I had everything. But I would wear, like when I would just go into the office and bum around, like whatever, I'd always wear Philadelphia stuff.
Yeah, I respect that. I would
always wore my team gear.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
going to get your stones broken, but that's the point of it. Yeah.
And put it in their
like
face.
A peacock. Like, look at me. Yeah. Look what I'm wearing today. Give me your shots. Take them.
Yeah. And I used to always be like, bleep New York. You guys suck. A bunch of fugazis. Anyway, that's part of the whole thing. That's part of the whole thing. I don't want to hear excuses for Tina Fey. Because even though she's been up there for 25 years, she uses Philadelphia.
Yeah, and I've like all compounded
and
everything.
An Eagles fan.
I'm not saying my buddy who said he's from here, he's still a Pittsburgh fan. But I'm just, so don't forget I even brought that up. It's about being a fan of another team, a team that you didn't grow up born and raised, rooting for, following. Miles Teller, I haven't seen any pictures of him. He's still on the good list so far, I think.
He is on the good list.
I haven't seen any pictures of him up there. Hooper's not up there. Yeah, he's slinging cheesesteaks with Danny, but no Knicks gear up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to have to make a list of who's with us, who's a foxhole celebrity,
right?
And who's not.
But here's the point, though. The point is, I don't want you root for the Eagles.
Right. No, not now.
Like, go be a Giants fan.
I don't want to hear the Philly accent done anymore. Don't make jokes of our Philly accent anymore.
I don't want to hear it. I don't give me EAGLES.
Yeah.
Because part of me believes that the Eagles, when the Eagles tipped and became cool, right? Let's face it.
Yeah.
The Eagles became the Cowboys. Everything that we wanted, like we used to be jealous of, the Eagles were as big as the Cowboys. They didn't win 3 of them.
Right.
But you were in 2.
2.
The whole world. We had
Always good. Selling. They're always
Big
atop the jersey sales.
Big Dom becomes a star.
Yes.
Right? All you heard around the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, now it's annoying. You hear the Go Birds and Eagle chants everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yeah, in fact, who was just away? And Dr. Alon from Rothman said he was in Dubrovnik.
All right.
In Croatia.
All right.
And got an Eagles chant.
Oh,
Right? Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Right? I love that.
Yeah.
But don't tell me you're an Eagles fan and then you root for another team.
No.
Like another baseball team, another football, another hockey team, or another basketball team.
They're just in this bubble up there, just celebrities. They don't really, they're just all amongst themselves. They don't interact with the general population.
But like Moriarty
he would never be caught. He would
Right.
never be caught
Like-
at a Kings game wearing Kings gear.
No.
No.
Dave,
We need to have him on. We need to have him give us some celebrity insight into this.
I'll get him on this week.
Yes, we need some celebrity
Yeah.
insight from him.
I'll get him
And
on
if he
this week.
finds it difficult to keep rooting for Philly living in L.A. LA's a little different because they're not as hardcore fans as the New York area. But I'd be curious.
Well,
Well, Dodgers,
they're
but they don't care about the Rams and
Well, guess what? They're the best team. Like that team's really good. Like I know. Like
Let's say someone's saying Anne Hathaway's a fraud. Is she a fake Philly fan, Eagles fan? I have no idea. Oh, it's K Red, I think.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no idea.
What? Anne Hathaway's an Eagles fan?
I don't know. Someone says
I know she's from Philadelphia.
she is. Caddyshack. Anne Hathaway's the biggest fraud. Why? Caddyshack, elaborate.
Anne Hathaway. She's from Philadelphia.
I didn't
She's
think
a
so.
devoted Philadelphia Eagles fan. Yeah,
Her parents met at
parents are from
LaSalle.
LaSalle University.
Get out.
But why is
She's
she a
from
fraud?
South.
But
Wait.
why is she a fraud?
Her
then?
maternal grandfather, Joe McCauley, famous radio personality and sports host in the city.
Wow.
Huh?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And what happened?
I don't know.
Because she's just a fair, probably because she's a fair weather
weather?
fan, and she was shown at the Super Bowl, but like never
Oh.
has been at a game before, and never
I get it.
has like rooted for them before openly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. Like the Eagles become big, and then I just hate the glommers. Don't be a glommer. Like, don't glom on our thing.
Yeah.
All right. Like you're not one of us. Don't be a glommer.
Colby Kolb said Anne Hathaway has a Topps card for being an Eagles fan. What?
I had no idea.
I'm so out of touch with this stuff. If
I
it's
had
not
no
Love Island, I don't know any of these celebrity stuff.
I know Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, I didn't know. Who
Is
knows?
that big of an Eagles fan?
Yeah. Oh, it's a Caddyshack said Anne Hathaway had her on her Eagles gear during the Super Bowl, but there's a video of her saying how much she loves the Giants. People pulled receipts.
How much she loves the Giants. You can't say you love the Giants and then all of a sudden you're
Wearing
Eagles fan.
This interdivision stuff is like the worst.
That's what they don't
Here's the thing.
understand.
If I go to Seattle, if I go to a game in Seattle with a Seattle friend, I like some of those Mariners hats. I might throw a Mariners hat on at a Mariners White Sox game. But come on, you can't go division. Never, ever, ever, ever will I wear another division.
Here's the thing. Like, they don't understand the rules.
No.
They think it's cute. Like, oh, yeah, I love you. Stop.
But if you're from here, it's inbred in you. You know that they're not even they're unspoken rules. You just know.
Dude, it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. All right. We got lots to get to. Corey's coming up. I just want to marvel about Sanchez, dude.
Dude, that 6th inning, leadoff double, error to third, and he strikes out the top of the order. Vlad Luke Springer, KKK, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he's doing this without, like, I was looking up, he does it without a dominating fastball. His fastball is like 97, 96 and a half. He's not one of these 101 guys, and he's got swing and miss all over the place.
Wait, I didn't realize 97 was a bad, was
96 and 96.3. I
okay.
think.
I didn't realize 96.
Yeah, well, in this
Is
day and age,
96 the new 92?
maybe like the new 94.
I mean, jeez.
Yeah, man, it's not man. We're looking at a world where there's
I get it. We're
40 pitches in a week over 100 miles per hour.
No, I get it. But we're going to talk about Painter, and that's a problem. Painter's fastball's a problem. And that's why that changeup, he's got to master that changeup because It's the only way he's going to save his fastball.
I gotta hope he needs another year to get back to where he was
I
before
don't
the
know,
injury.
dude.
Man.
I don't know.
Sanchez is just insane.
He's ridiculous. All right, let's take a quick TO. We'll come right back. Talk about our friends. Let's talk about the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. We got, what do we got tonight? Wheeler on the mound. It's a wheels up game in Toronto against.
They were 195 yesterday. I gotta feel it's about the same, don't you think?
No, because somebody's going for the Blue Jays who's good.
All right, let's see.
Dylan Cease is pitching for the Blue Jays. So,
whoa, minus 113.
yeah. Well, Dylan Cease is pitching for Toronto. So
Cease doesn't bother me.
Well, he's good, though. I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, check it out on the app. And hockey tonight.
Ooh, which is basically a push. Both sides are minus 109.
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. Just enjoy the game, man, because I couldn't tell you who to pick in that one. Check it out. The BetPark Sportsbook online casino app has got all the fun stuff. BetParks.com is all the details on all the stuff you get when you become a new user. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. You're going to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's talk about Ace. Talk about the perfect place, Ace, to help us out. It's starting to get hot. End of the week, another heat wave coming. And if that heat and humidity is sneaking in, AC's not cranking like it should, don't worry, because Ace Hardware Home Services has you covered. From AC repairs to water heaters, plumbing, and electrical, their trusted local pros bring the same helpful service from Ace right to your home. So whether it's a quick fix or a bigger summer project, they've got the tools, they've got the know-how, and the people to get it done right. All right? Ace Hardware Home Services bringing helpful to your home. They did my air conditioning. I got to tell you, the greatest experience I ever had. They were so helpful and nice, and they cleaned up. They were the best. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com today to get started. Ace.
Please.
All right, let's get my man up here. Corey Seidman. Corey Seidman. There he is on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. Corey Seidman. Where are you at with Tina Fey wearing a Knicks jersey, courtside?
I didn't hear it, but I heard you guys talking about it just now. And I totally agree that if you present yourself as being from a certain place, you can't be wearing another team's gear unless it's just like totally disassociated. But when it's Philly and New York, I mean, come on now.
Exactly. How in the world?
Philly, New York is that's probably the worst offense of it.
And
do you guys remember the time? Do you remember the time that Allen Iverson wore a Celtics hat to a press conference?
Dude, he used to wear the Yankees, the Celtics, like throwback your Cowboys. Like he was the worst violator, but like he was had no clue about fandom. Like he used to just give it eye-wide. He was AI, right? What are you going to do? I said, one time I told him, I go, dude, you can't go Yankees. You can't go Cowboys. And he's like, but it fits my outfit. I mean, what am I supposed to say? I go, the fans hate that. Yeah, man. He didn't care. What are you going to do?
If there was anyone who could get away with it, it was him.
Yeah, him. Tina Fey, you ain't. Because I don't want to see you rooting Eagles. Right? Like, here's the problem. Other than Miles Teller is a huge Phillies fan.
Yes.
He's a big-time Phillies fan. Yeah. I always respected that. I saw him at the World Series, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw him at playoff games. So he's cool in my book. But they all want to be Eagles fans. And you know that half of them root Yankees. Like, don't let there be a Yankees World Series. Tina Fey will be there. All those New York celebrities will be there.
Yeah, next time I hear her Delco accent, it's just not going to hit the same after seeing that.
It's going to be irritating instead of funny.
Yeah. Stop, T. Anyway, let's talk Sanchez. All right.
Mm.
So, dude, the Blue Jays are one of the toughest teams to strike out in the league, right? I think they rank third. They have the third fewest strikeouts in all baseball. He's
Sounds about
so ridiculous. He threw 107 pitches, 75 were strikes, and the other were just waste pitches. I never saw a command like this.
And especially VG just mentioned that he struck out the top of the order after getting into a bit of a jam in the 6th inning. He did that with 10 consecutive strikes to end the inning. It's like, I'm not even going to toy around with you. I'm just going to go right after you. And they were helpless. George Springer and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Early in the game last night, Sanchez did not look like he had his best stuff. He kind of was laboring a bit more than he did during the scoreless streak. But this, again, just speaks to his excellence and his place in baseball's hierarchy of starting pitching, that he can not have his best stuff and still give you 7 innings, 2 runs, 10 strikeouts. And oh, by the way, after finishing the job in that 6th inning, he came back out for the 7th, put 2 men on, and got out of that jam as well. And that's huge that he's able to get you through 7 innings, because right now the Phillies don't have a wholly reliable setup tandem in front of Duran. So they need these really good starters to be able to pitch into the 7th, if not complete it. And when I look at these upcoming games that Sanchez has leading into the All-Star break, I don't see too many teams that are going to give him fits. I mean, I guess this weekend against the Brewers could be a bit of a problem, but he's just so good that I don't know how you expect him to give up more than 2 runs. He's done it once in his last 16 starts.
Yeah, I mean, even the Brewers, the bulk of their bats are lefty. Yelich is lefty, Turang is lefty, Mitchell's lefty, right? Who are the right-handed bats? You got
William
Churio,
Contreras, pretty good.
Contreras, Churio, Contreras.
And Andrew Vaughn.
And Andrew Vaughn, yes.
But even still, you expect Cristopher Sanchez to be able to handle that matchup. And also being a lefty who holds runners on well, that could nullify a big part of Milwaukee's game as well. He's just reached an even higher level than we would have expected. ERA's in the mid-1s now in 96 innings. I mean, this is literally like a half season's worth of work. And during this run that he's been on, he's barely putting anybody on base. It's like a .75 whip. He's just in total control no matter what hitter he's facing, what side of the plate it is, what stadium it is.
I was just hoping he'd be as good as last year, and he's better. It's nuts. Nuts. Out of nowhere.
And I guess
the Blue Jays have the 2nd fewest strikeouts in all of baseball.
2nd, all right?
Yep.
It stands to reason that Sanchez would keep improving, because the sinker and the changeup are these elite pitches. The slider gets better. He's growing into himself more. He's more confident than he's ever been. And now he just carries himself like he's the best pitcher in baseball. Outing after outing, you see efficiency, you see swings and misses and ground balls, and you just see everything you would want out of a starting pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's the thing I marvel at, Core. He's just effortless. When you watch Halladay or Wheeler, because they remind me of the same, they're just this big, everything's heavy in the zone, you're a bulldog, right? It's the right-handed, left-handed thing. And it doesn't even look like he's sweating. It's unbelievable, the effortless nature of his pitching.
And it allows him to repeat his mechanics with every pitch because it's like a simple delivery and he's very athletic. Jamie and I talked on our show yesterday because the Phillies have Wheeler going tonight. You have Sanchez, Wheeler pitching back-to-back. We talked about whether it would make sense for the Phillies to split them up at this point, because it's like an embarrassment of riches when you have those 2 guys going back-to-back, but you also have Painter and Nola going back-to-back. So it might be better for the Phillies if they kind of slotted one of the worst starting pitchers in between their best ones, because you're going to have several days at a time where the bullpen gets taxed, as opposed to nights like last night and tonight where you expect that it's probably going to be 7 out of the starter. Maybe you go to a Keller or Alvarado in the 8th and Duran in the 9th with the lead. But yeah, I mean, this is the way the Phillies are built. And I'm excited to see what he's able to do against the Brewers, because Sanchez against the Brewers, this is as big of a test as the Phillies had against the Dodgers a few weeks ago.
Yeah. No, it's a great point that you bring up too about at least splitting them up. It's a good point for your bullpen. I didn't think about that. You're right.
Yeah, because Nola and Painter, they're averaging 5 innings per start. They're averaging 4.9 innings per start. So they're not going deep. They're not keeping you in games. And on those nights, you need like almost everybody in the bullpen. You need like Mesa and Kerkering. And then if you have a lead, you need the back end. So I think that if you do that too many times in a row, it's going to add up. The question is just when do you kind of get the point in the schedule where you can adjust the rotation? You might have to wait until the All-Star break.
Yeah, listen, it's a great point, man. It really is. It's a great point.
No.
I don't. You know what's funny? I'm thinking about it now. Let's bring up the Painter thing for a minute.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we have to. I know you guys talked about it a little bit yesterday. He's afraid to throw his fastball, right? So, I mean, he's another one. He throws a 96.5-mile-an-hour fastball, but he's afraid to throw it because it's straight. And what are you hearing about his changeup? Because that's the next evolution, right? You see he basically throws now from the right side, not the left side, but he basically throws similar fastball that Sanchez does.
Right. It just doesn't play the same. And I think one of the reasons that he doesn't have the confidence in it right now is because he sees how hard the balls are coming out. Like the exit velocities are routinely over 100. So that's going to make you gun shy about throwing your fastball.
Did
And
you
it's
see
also
that kid Gonzalez from the White Sox? They just called him up, right? And the kid's got power, legit power. Well, they just called him up, his first baseman. Did you see him blast that ball Sunday?
Yeah. And
Saturday.
that game was quickly Saturday. That game was quickly over. You know, Painter gives up all those runs in the first inning. He labors through it. You know, credit to him for being able to go beyond the first inning. But Jamie brought up yesterday on our show that, if you look at Cole Hamels' ERA at this point in his career, it was even higher than Painter's. But, my response to that was that with Hamels at this point in his career, we at least saw like glimpses of why he was going to be really good. We saw that elite changeup. We saw starts where he went deep into games. With Painter, there's no one pitch. There's no one side of the plate, no one way he attacks that you think, okay, that gives me confidence moving forward. And I think back to spring training when he was unveiling all those different pitches, fastball, sinker, curveball, sweeper, slider, changeup, and you're thinking, wow, a young kid with command of 6 different pitches potentially. But it's almost like you have too many things to think about now, because if he gets into a 2-2 count and needs to rely on one pitch to get himself out of that situation, what's he throwing? There's a lot of thinking involved there. There's probably not a whole lot of trust in his pitches. And I totally agree that like for him to right now make the step forward, he needs to hone in on those off-speed pitches, the changeup or the sweeper. One of those pitches needs to become like his bread and butter. And until then, you're going to see him probably struggle against a lot of these lineups. I mean, even some of the inferior teams have given him trouble. Painter's ERA is over 6. And if the Phillies had anybody at AAA who could just come in, be a plug-and-play starting pitcher, they might be toying with the idea of skipping Painter a couple times or sending him down. But they really can't even do that because they don't have anyone behind him. It's very early in his career. You still hope that he can like find a path forward, but there hasn't been a ton of swing and miss either. And that worries me too, because at least if there was a lot of swing and miss, you could say, okay, I know he's wild. I know he's given up some hard hit balls, but he's able to miss a bat when he needs to, but he's not really doing that either. So I'm just wondering what the ceiling is for Andrew Painter, because like if you're just thinking about like from a trade value perspective, his value is not nearly what it would have been 6 or 12 months ago.
No. Hey, what are you seeing? Like, what did you see from Painter that everybody loved before the Tommy John? What was it about him that what did he have that was eye popping stuff wise?
First off, I mean, it was 99-100. Like the start that he made in Fort Myers in spring training in 2023 or 2022, 3 years ago against the Twins, he was 99-100 pretty much every fastball he threw. So that jumps out at you first. From the time that he was drafted, he was also a high school kid with his big veteran-like body. He looked like a workhorse, tall, had a little bit of muscle to him. And you're thinking, okay, 6'4", 6'5", traditional right-handed pitcher with this big fastball. You can see why it was such an appealing prospect league-wide. And he also, at that point, had what was regarded as like a decent or plus feel for his breaking ball. But it just hasn't been a straight line for him, obviously. The Tommy John surgery, the long layoff, the fact that he didn't really pitch all that well last year at AAA. At least he was able to build confidence a couple of years ago in the Arizona Fall League where he was facing other top prospects. But that's really the last time that he excelled. And I remember Andrew Painter talking this year in spring training about how he learned a lot from failure last year because it was the first time that he had ever experienced it. The problem is that he's experiencing even more failure this year. And he's experiencing it in a way that he probably never has before. Because you got to imagine that this is a guy who his entire life has been able to blow his fastball by hitters. And now he's not. And now he has to figure out how to adjust.
It's funny because you always hear about kids that come back after Tommy John even more powerful.
Right. Right. And especially that second year, that's like the cliche is that the second year back from Tommy John is when things kind of fall into place. For him, it hasn't been the case. I wonder if it was just like the timing of when it happened in his career. He's still kind of learning how to be a pitcher, and then that set him back for a long time. I don't really know though, because the fastball, it's still like in terms of the velocity reading, 96 should be good enough, but it's not good enough. And it's because these hitters are geared up for, first off, they're geared up for fastballs that are harder than that. And they're also they also see fastballs on a daily basis that just have more finish than Andrew Painter's fastball does. I would think that between this season and next, that's going to be the number one priority, is figuring out how to improve that fastball. And if you can't, maybe you need to abandon it in some ways, develop like a cutter or something like that, that at least like enables you to be efficient.
If I'm talking about abandoning his four-seamer, how do I abandon your four-seamer? Everything works off your four-seamer.
I mean, once upon a time, Cristopher Sanchez abandoned the four-seamer, and it's what enabled him to take off. I'm not saying that Painter's going to do that, but like that was part of like Sanchez's ascent, is that the Phillies had him stop throwing the four-seamer, rely more so on the sinker, and that's when he really found himself. Not that Painter's a similar guy or they should do that with him. I just look at it and say, this four-seam fastball, it's not even a threat, and you need to be able to play off of like a singular pitch. Maybe it ends up being a sinker. Maybe it ends up being a cutter. It's really early to even like make that determination. But these recent outings have not been all that
scares
promising.
me because, I mean, it was the one pitch I thought that he had. Like, it's like that was his money pitch.
No, I'm looking at like his breakdown for this year. His exit velocity is highest against his fastball.
I know.
Just looking at whiff percentage, his sweeper 22.6, split finger whiff percentage 36. Slider, 38%. His four-seam fastball whiff percentage, 9.9%.
Wow. And that's got to be one of the lowest figures in all of baseball.
Gotta be, right?
Well, I tell you, like that kid, Gonzalez, he hit that ball. That was one of the farthest balls hit at Citizens Bank Park. Did you see that home run he hit?
Yeah, it was a mammoth shot. I mean, with Painter,
he was out in 3 seconds.
Maybe if he isn't going to miss bats, but he's able to command that fastball well, he can get away with that too. But he's not doing that. A lot of his misses are non-competitive, out of the zone, easy takes for hitters.
Right.
Not getting a ton of chase.
No.
That's the other part too. Is that like if you're an opposing hitter against him right now, your game plan should be wait him out until he comes into the zone and trust yourself if he does come into the zone, because you're probably not going to swing and miss 3 times.
No, it's like you said, there's no finish on it. Like, there's no tail at the end. There's like, you might have to go cutter, to your point, because
I could tell you how much tail he's got on it. He's got 2.8 inches of tail. Not
what does that mean, though?
I mean, if I look at Sanchez with a tail, like,
yeah, what's his for reference?
I mean, if we look at let me see. Well, he's got the sinker, right?
Sure.
Sinker's got 4 inches, almost double.
I mean,
2
inches is not a lot of tail going on for swing and miss.
No,
they just got. They need to figure out.
And listen,
2 inches, you're still going to get the barrel on in 2 inches.
The harder you throw, the farther it goes. So 96 is going to go.
They're batting 390 against this fastball.
Oof. Yeah, they just need to figure out what his best
slugging
pitch is.
585.
Once they get him confident in a certain pitch, at least he could, Aaron Nola has the curveball. Even when things are not going well for Aaron Nola, at least every once in a while, one of every 2, one of every 3 curveballs is a really good one. Phillies need to get Andrew Painter to that point, because we were just talking about like Sanchez's run leading through the All-Star break. Painter's going to face some difficult lineups. Like his next couple starts line up to be Brewers, then he's probably going to face the Mets. He's going to face the Pirates, who have a bunch of lefties. So like he needs to get this together fast. It's really the one thing that's not going right for the Phillies right now is the 4-5 in their rotation. Talked before the season about how Painter and Nola had a chance to be one of the better 4-5s, but it's been like pretty much the generic 4-5, with both guys not getting you deep into games and posting ERAs between 5 and 6.
Nah, it's bad. It's bad. What Painter goes against Milwaukee?
Yeah, Painter's going to go. So what do I have the schedule
Friday
in front of me?
night?
So yeah, you got Painter against Mizorowski on Friday night, the series opener. And that's what I mean, though. Then you got Nola, and then you got Nola the next night. So like Painter and Nola against the Brewers is going to be very, very difficult. Like you might be down 5-1 by the fifth inning in both of those games to begin the series. So that's just why I mean that if in a perfect world, I think the Phillies would at least split up like Luzardo, put Luzardo in between them, just so that you're not taxing.
Yeah, you're giving
so
up the series, man. No, you're right. You're right. Because the Brewers, again, it goes back to the lefties. And we just got done talking about the Brewers have great lefties, right? So Yelich and Turang are going to Bowers. There's Bowers.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but they scored 15 runs last night. The Brewers came back to win.
That Vegas stadium,
that minor league park in Sacramento.
No, that was the first game in Vegas.
Oh, that was Vegas.
34 hits, 11 home runs, 28 runs. Like the balls are just flying last night.
I think it's the AAA stadium in Vegas, and so the really noticeable thing is that you take for granted the fact that in major league stadiums you have the dead-on center field camera shot, because this camera shot is so far off skew that you feel like you're like down the third baseline. But yeah, balls are flying out of that ballpark.
Dude, it's got to be there.
So wait,
every home run was like over 400 feet. They were all bombs.
Oh, because of the altitude.
Yeah.
So it's worse than because Sacramento's bad.
Yeah, it's even worse than Sacramento because it's like the closest to Coors Field in terms of sea level. So it's like not even close to what the altitude of Coors Field is like, but it's way worse than it is in Chase Field, which is the second most hitter-friendly environment. So you're going to be seeing some really high scores there this week.
Yeah. There was a 316, 374, 391 home run. Then it was 418, 420, 434, 443, 447, 457, 463, 483.
Yeah, some bombs by Tyler
Langoliers, is it Turang homered, Vaughn homered, Geloff homered, Kurtz homered twice. Did Kurtz homer twice? He's from here, Kurtz.
Yeah, man, he's an awesome hitter to watch.
I love that kid, man.
Reminds me of Joey Votto, like different approach and all, but in terms of the power and plate selection.
Oh, he's ridiculous. Big lefty, man. Ball flies off his bat.
He scored 8 runs in the 10th inning.
That's unbelievable. That's crazy.
No,
it's good. And who's pitching tonight? I actually want to watch the game. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I was watching it last night because I was going against Tyler Soderstrom in fantasy, and he just absolutely torched me with a bunch of late homers. It was a never-ending game.
Who was what channel? Was it on? It's on MLB TV tonight.
Yeah, well, it was on I was watching the extra
JT
innings
Ginn
package.
against Gasser.
Gasser, great name for that ball.
Oh my God!
It's gonna be a gas can tonight.
He's already got because he's pitched 13 innings. He's already given up 2 home runs, 7 walks, 13 hits. He's got a whip of 1.43, ERA close to 5. Oh, the A's. Take the A's over. My God. That's going to be crazy.
Hey, you know, yesterday's game, man, the offense, they're averaging like 5 runs a game over their last 6 games. And you had 5 through 8 came through last night, like 4 or 5 hits. I think they had 5 RBIs. So I give them a little love because we've been crapping on them. Garcia, another home run. Maybe he's starting to see the ball a little better, getting a little more contact. I don't know. I'm feeling optimistic.
Yeah. Finally, the offense is carrying things. I mean, obviously, Cristopher Sanchez was great last night, but the wins against the White Sox, it was largely driven by the offense. Adolis Garcia has put together better swings over the last week. His batting average is still low. You know, he's still hitting 200 for the season, but as long as he can hit you a couple homers a week, 3 homers over the course of 2 weeks, have a couple impactful swings the way he has, makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. And you're also seeing that Alec Bohm, you know, a month ago, Alec Bohm was hitting 159. Now he's hitting 226. He's done his job over the last month. Hit 300, OPS close to 1,000. You just have more sections of the lineup that aren't looking feeble right now. Last night, you didn't even really get much out of Harper or Marsh, and the Phillies still were able to score those runs. So it's encouraging, and you hope that it continues tonight against Dylan Cease, who's returning from the IL. Obviously, he's a big-time strikeout artist, Cease, but he's also prone to wildness. Might be a guy that you can get out of the game after like 4 or 5 innings. And Philly saw a lot of that bullpen last night.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know. I look at it and I feel I want to feel optimistic, but it's just one of those things where it's a long year and guys, at times Garcia's a major league player. Like at some point he's going to connect. Like I need to see it over a longer, period of time to make me feel okay about the offense.
Sure. And I mean, it doesn't mean that he's going to do anything in October just because he's hit a couple homers here in June. It also doesn't diminish the need for the Phillies to go out and get another right-handed
Well,
bat.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, more than anything. Like that's great. It's great, but like don't let it dissuade you into going to get a bat. Like you got to get a bat. You got to say, listen, you have the best 2 pitchers. If you go tandems, Sanchez, Wheeler, who you got? Let's go through it. Of the tandems. Who else would you put up against it? Braves got Sale.
But they don't have like a 2 that I would because their 2s are hurt right now.
Strider's he's not himself.
No, and even like when Schwellenbach was healthy, I wouldn't put Sale and Schwellenbach ahead of Sanchez and Wheeler. In the Yankees, I guess you got, if they're healthy, they haven't been healthy together, but Max Fried and Garrett Cole. Still, I think I would take Wheeler and Sanchez.
Mizorowski and who am I missing? They got somebody.
Kyle Harrison, the lefty's been really good, but he got bombed last night.
In Vegas, but
yeah. Trying to say who else.
They
so like
got somebody else.
Pirates.
Who am I missing? They got somebody else.
What team are you talking about?
Brewers.
Brandon Woodruff.
Woodruff hurt all year.
Yeah.
They
don't have
another stud.
Yeah, they don't have another like stud starter. And then like, the Mariners, Logan Gilbert's been disappointing this year.
Logan Gilbert.
But I would probably say like Gilbert and Wu, but they all haven't been as good as they were last year in Seattle. Who else? Pirates, Skeens, but there's no like second guy you would say.
Well, not with because Bubba Chandler going through the same thing.
Yeah, same thing as Painter, and Jared Jones just came back. Dodgers, you would say like Yamamoto and who would you say is the Dodgers?
Ohtani.
And Ohtani. Yeah, okay. So that's like a 1-2. But Ohtani doesn't go as deep into games as these guys. I would probably say Yamamoto Ohtani is the closest thing to Sanchez Wheeler. But still, I'm taking Sanchez Wheeler because you have 2 200-plus inning workhorses who, come October, you expect should be able to get you through 7 innings. By the way, that's something else I wonder about with Don Mattingly, like if/when the Phillies get to the playoffs. Don Mattingly has pushed these starters farther than Rob Thompson did. And I think some of that is because Rob Thompson had been managing this team for so long that he was laser focused on health and keeping guys as fresh and preserved for the long haul as possible. Don Mattingly doesn't seem to have that same mentality. Like he's pushing guys to 106, 110 pitches or so. And I wonder if that means in October, he's going to be a little more hesitant than Thompson was to go to the bullpen in the 6th inning.
Yeah, I like the way, what's funny you said that? I love the way Mattingly's managed his bullpen. Like he relies on his starters. I love that about him.
So do I.
And he also nuts. And I used to wonder, because you'd hear things about directives and, it goes back. I feel bad, but the worst move in the history of this century, let's just go to this century, right? The worst move this century was taking Wheeler out against the Astros.
Mm-hmm.
Was the worst move.
And it instantly backfired on the Phillies. I don't know. I don't know if they win that World Series if they keep Wheeler in, but that's a perfect example where it's like sometimes managers think that that too much action's the way to go, like to be overly active and to make the move as opposed to not making the move, when sometimes like doing nothing is the way to go. But I agree. You've seen Mattingly also push Duran a little bit harder than Rob Thompson would push his closers. Duran appeared in 4 out of 5 games, soon after returning from the injured list because the Phillies needed it. And if he didn't appear 4 out of 5 games, they might not have won all those games. Like if they tried to get Keller through one of those 9th innings, it might have been different. So, Mattingly's managing like a guy who has nothing to lose. And it's probably because he doesn't care. He doesn't care whether he has the job moving forward or not.
Oh, Core. He's brilliant. You're so right about that, man. He is. He's managed it the right way, like because of that, because there's no pressure. How much do you think that Rob got leaned on from upstairs?
I think it was like a collaborative thing where there were conversations that took place every single day, but I think they did leave a lot of that gut feel in Rob Thompson's, for him to make. But I think that it got to a point where he was almost like he became a steward of the organization, where it was more than just being a manager. It was also feeling responsible for keeping everybody fresh, keeping everybody healthy, and trying to, make it so that everybody's the best version of themselves in October. But sometimes you lose yourself along the way, because like this year, they were it was just such a precipitous drop off that if they didn't make a change, they risked not being in the playoffs at all. So keeping guys fresh should have gone by the wayside, and it did. And I'm just encouraged by what I've seen out of Don Mattingly. I didn't expect there to be a ton of change between Thompson and Mattingly, but there has been some notable change in the form of Martian-Stott playing every day, starters being leaned on more, not having such rigid rules about reliever usage, and it's all paid off for the Phils so far.
Hey, I got a project for you and I, a writing project.
What's that?
All right, a story. So I want to do something on the effects of travel ball and connect it to the bigs. So I look at our team. Our travel ball team, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids with elbow problems. 5. All right. And I talked to, we play all these other teams, right? And everywhere I go, there's kids with elbow problems. We had a doctor on from Rothman, and the doc does a lot with kids. And he said, you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
1 out of every 2 kids he sees is a baseball player with an elbow injury. And it's because of the growth plate. And they're overworking the growth plate. And I want to connect the dots because travel ball basically started with Harper's generation of players, is when you really saw the travel ball thing. Remember, it was Bryce would fly from team to team and all that stuff, right? Like, connect the dots. We go through from, like 13U to high school, college, to the bigs. And kind of find out about overuse. What do you think?
Yeah, it's very interesting. And it would be interesting to talk to guys who are different ages about that, like the Harper generation, and then guys who came up after him. Because my first question would be, is so when you say elbow problems for these young, are they mostly pitchers, and are they pitchers who were throwing breaking balls too early?
No, dude, if I tell you it's not the breaking ball thing, you know what it is? They play too much. They're overworking the arm. Because even the kids that are not pitching, right? Think about it. If you're not pitching in one day, you're playing shortstop. How many times you throwing over? You're playing third base. You're out warming up in the outfield. How many throws you're making? You're constantly throwing. So you're throwing from January through July, right? You take August off, then you come back from fall ball. And then you go September, October, into November.
That's just unwise in general, because no matter who you are, there's a finite number of bullets you have on your shoulder. Like, nobody has a rubber arm their entire life. That's just, it's discouraging to hear that that's happening to guys at such a young age so regularly. And I do agree that they're probably playing too much, especially like when you have these cold weather cities where you feel the need to be out on the field as much as kids in Florida or in California.
Well, what does it matter? Like even you're Florida, California, you do the same stuff, right? You're playing longer. It's not good to throw that much at that age. Just not good.
Well, and just lastly, the other part of it is that there's probably not as much of an emphasis on the recovery. Like, I pitched growing up, like all throughout till I graduated high school, and I wish that I knew at an earlier age how important it was to run after your start, to run that night, to run the next day, to get the lactic acid out, because it really does help you alleviate that soreness. And I don't know, maybe they do, but I highly doubt that all these kids that night or the next day are, going through with that sort of program to keep their arms in shape.
No, it's bad. Like, I think it's a good story.
Yeah, it sure is. I'm gonna start talking to some people.
Well, let's go. We'll do it. All right, it'll be fun. All right, you're the man, Core. Fun stuff, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Corey,
See you tomorrow.
Seidman. All right, we'll take quick TO. Come right back. Oh, St. Francis, my main man is here. Notice the big smile. We got to talk about it. I know Franny wants to get involved in this. This Sorsby situation's wild.
You guys got to give me cliff notes on it. I see his name everywhere. I have no idea what's going on with it or what it means. He's just a quarterback somewhere. Couldn't play, could play. Why couldn't he play? I need a abridged version.
Gambling.
Oh, he's a gambler?
Oh yeah.
All right. On his own team and stuff?
I mean, it's a lot. He's placed thousands of bets.
I mean, as a gambler, I got no problems with that.
Well, no, but it's just
there
was an injunction that the NCAA tried to ban him. He took it to court and won.
He gambled. Pressed his luck. I like it. And he won.
All right.
I saw Jason Avant mention he could see Howie making a run for him in the draft.
Sorsby?
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a quick TO and then come right back with St. Francis.
This summer, declare your independence from hot, miserable sleep with Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Stay cool all night with cooling mattresses starting at just $6.99. Plus, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and pay 0% interest for 60 months. That's 5 full years interest-free on better sleep. So stop sweating through summer nights and sleep cooler, longer, and more comfortably. Freedom from hot sleep starts today at Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Shop for more deals in-store or at ashley.com. For the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location in the heart of Philadelphia. Customers from across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even Baltimore, New York City have come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring, wedding band, or gift. Their staff is highly trained and dedicated to providing a personalized experience. I've gone there a couple of times. I had to replace a diamond in a ring. I had to get a necklace. They're not pushy. The staff is super informative. It's just a great shopping experience. They have a vast selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and everything else you could think of. You receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they're family-owned. They've been operating since 1987, right there on Chestnut Street at 8th in downtown Philadelphia. You deserve an expert, and you deserve the best price. Golden Nugget Jeweler, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com. This summer, declare your independence from hot, miserable sleep with Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Stay cool all night with cooling mattresses starting at just $6.99. Plus, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and pay 0% interest for 60 months. That's 5 full years interest-free on better sleep. So stop sweating through summer nights and sleep cooler, longer, and more comfortably. Freedom from hot sleep starts today at Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Shop for more deals in-store or at ashley.com.
They do not crave food nor drink for nourishment, for they exist solely on the glow of the all-22 monitors. They are the Leatherheads, and he is Franny Films.
All right, on the clock, presented by our friends in Ashley. And there he is, my main man, the best. That's right, Franny Films, the great Fran Duffy joins us. St. Francis of football on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. Sorsby, brother, man, I'm shocked. I'm shocked they granted him an injunction.
Honestly, I did a whole podcast on the All NFL Draft podcast, did a newsletter a couple weeks ago, breaking him down for the supplemental draft, because I'm like, all right, he crossed a line that, forget college sports, professional sports across, baseball, basketball, NBA, NFL, doesn't matter. If you do this one thing, you're done, right? Pete Rose out of the Hall of Fame, and we'll go through it for VG, and I'm sure there are other listeners and viewers out there that aren't aware of this whole story. But to me, if you gamble on your own team when you are a player, you're cooked. That's it. And Brendan Sorsby admitted, fully, because when he, put in for this injunction for a Texas judge, he said, he placed, it was, let me get the exact thing. He placed at least 40 bets on his own team while serving as the backup quarterback at Indiana back in 2022. It included individual player prop bets and game outcomes. Like, that's it. To me, like, I'm shocked. To me, that's at least a 1-year ban. I thought, all right, he's going into the supplemental draft, and that'll be that.
Was he betting to win and the overs on the props?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was betting the over-unders on there. I don't know what the props were.
Overs on his own
From what I
guys
understand,
and
yes, he
letting them
only
win.
bet on them to win. But to me, like, that doesn't matter, because if you are let's say if you are someone that tracks that stuff, the moment you see Brendan Sorsby doesn't bet on his team to win, and it's like, all right, like, what's going on here, right?
That's always been the
slope.
argument
Yes.
about the whole thing. Here's the problem, right? There's a DraftKings FanDuel commercial every 3 seconds on a game.
Yep.
We have created an environment where it's not just tolerated, or it's promoted. I mean, I do it here with Bet Parks. Like, that's what we do, right? They have correctly changed the advertising, which it's not done in, back rooms and bars, corner bars, and all that stuff. Now it's promoted as it's like trading, that it's not gambling, but trading. So we've now created a nation of young, especially men, and who would gamble? Sports kids gamble, right? College kids bet games. Like, if you're a sports guy, chances are you've bet on a game as a kid, because you've always, as a teenager, it's your first thing into the world, because you're like, oh, I know sports, I love sports, oh, put a few bucks on it. That's what it is. And then we've created a nation of them.
And I totally get it. And that's why this whole point, to get to that point, to get to this stage where it is such a big part of the fabric of, like, sports fandom. That's why it's been met with some animosity. That's why there are people that are not happy that it has been, like, kind of incorporated as thickly as it is. Where I miss that, for me though, Ant, is working for an NFL team, working for a college team, understanding, like, those are the rules. Like, there is no bet. Like, you're not allowed to bet, and he can't claim ignorance on it. He knew he was doing something wrong, because when he transferred to Cincinnati, VG, just to kind of take you into this, he's a 3-star kid. He goes to Indiana. He redshirts in 2022, becomes a starter in 2023, starts 7 games there. He did a lot of betting when he was there. Then he transfers to Cincinnati. And when he transfers to Cincinnati, he's a 2-year starter the last 2 seasons there, continues to bet, but he's doing it under a different name. He's doing it through family members. He's doing it through friends. So it was like something like $60,000 in total bets that he's
90
making from other people. Yeah, right. So he's doing all this through other people. So he knew what he was doing was wrong. Right now, when he put in for this injunction, he's claiming that it's like a mental health thing, which, yes, I completely agree. But what I would say is, if this was alcohol, okay, which we also, like, incorporate into college sports and, like, sponsorships and things of that nature, and he had gone in and let's say he did something, and obviously this is a terrible thing, but if there was some kind of like DUI type of thing, someone and now all of a sudden, like, there are repercussions if whether it's like something in the law, like, and you go to vehicular manslaughter, things like that, there are consequences for actions. And so
but if you get caught with a drug policy, right? Like, there's strikes, right? Like, and if you claim, like, hey, you're in college, like to me, the kid should get treatment, right? Like, I wouldn't ban him.
Maybe it's not a permanent lifetime ban, but a 2-game suspension against Oregon State and, like, Abilene Christian for a kid that was betting on his own team for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Like, all these bets that have been piled up.
Yeah.
A 2-game suspension for out of conference, like, to me, that doesn't play well, and it's a slippery slope. And that's why, like, if he had even come into the NFL, I think the NFL would have levied a suspension again. I don't know that for sure, but based off of what we've seen from them in the past, they did it to Terrell Pryor. They said, like, because what they don't want is for kids to do things at the college level that would get them suspended by the NCAA, and then just say, oh, well, I'm just going to go into the NFL and I'll just be able to play this year. So I think it would have probably been at least a 1-year ban. But what he said to the court was, well, if I can't play this year, I just signed a $6 million contract, whatever the number is with Texas Tech. You are going to keep me from making millions and millions of dollars. To me, I say like that's tough luck. Like he knew what he was doing was wrong, still did it anyway. I don't know.
Well,
This is
but let me
to me,
ask
it's a
you a
bad
question.
look.
Because if you say to a kid and that here's $6 million, all you got to do is don't bet, and he bets. Don't you think he's sick?
Yeah, I
Don't
mean, I
you
think that's
he's
fair.
got a disease.
I think that's fair. That said,
So I can't go, well, tough luck. I go get help. Now you do it again, that's on you, but you got to get help. Like you got to seek treatment, and you got to get like real treatment with it.
yeah,
Especially
and
with
so
the
that's what when he got
especially
caught.
with the climate, like you can't blow up college football. Let's do all football, but college football,
Sure.
all sports. You're blowing up college football, and why do you have? They call it matching. Why? Because people bet on Tuesday night games in the MAC. That's how it became matching, right? Like, why do you think that TV ratings are what they are? So you want to have this system that's built on gambling, and then you have a kid that's addicted and diseased by it, and you want to throw them away? That's not right.
I don't see it as being thrown away. I see it as like because those guys know, and you got to go through it every single year. You've got signs in the building. Like
I know.
It's pretty clear. Like hey, you cannot do this. And even like hey, you're not allowed to bet on you're not allowed to. It's not like, oh, you're not allowed to bet on NBA games or on. But hey, like even if he's at Indiana and you want to bet on Cal versus UCLA, you want to bet on Toledo versus Miami, Ohio on a Tuesday night in November, like that's okay. You can't bet on your own team. Everyone knows the Chicago White Sox. Everyone knows Pete Rose. Like you can't bet on your own team. The NFL has very serious like it's a very clear line.
What is the? I don't even know the exact rule. I thought you're not allowed to bet on sports. Period. Are you allowed to bet on NFL in college?
My recent understanding of it is that you are allowed to bet on other sports. You can't bet on, if I remember right, I know for sure. Obviously, it's your own team, but even he placed bets on Indiana basketball. Like you can't do anything with your own school. That for sure is like a line you can't cross. Now I know that it is adjusted to the climate, so I know that guys are allowed to bet, but it's like it's very certain. Like, hey, these are the things you're allowed to do. These are the things you're not allowed to do. In the NFL, it's the same deal. Like when I was working for the team, and I'm working content. I'm working for PhiladelphiaEagles.com. I'm not allowed to do a March Madness bracket. Like I'm not allowed to for that makes money. You know what I mean? Like there are very like clear lines in the sand, and it was explained every year. You're reminded about it.
What do you mean? They just have a pool forever. I was in that pool, that March Madness pool.
Yeah, well, and that's what I mean. Is like you are.
That's why he's safe.
The rules of engagement are very clear for all these guys.
No. I feel you. And like,
by the way, I'm looking it up. It says a quick search says they're prohibited from betting on any sport sponsored by the NCAA.
Right. So like if he wants to bet on and I honestly, if it had just been, hey, he was betting on other school, I think that there would probably be some leniency there. And like, maybe there would have been something where it's, hey, like it's a 6-game suspension, something like that. Maybe it's not even a full season. But I think once you bet on your own team,
there were two bets of negative against his own team.
Wow,
two instances when I'm reading that he negative.
Listen, I get your point. Like I'm not trying to excuse the behavior.
I'm leaning with you, man.
But here's my biggest problem is, all right, this whole thing comes to light. All right, he was in the shadows. It comes to light. Go seek help. I'll suspend you. I don't think you should suspend it for the season. I'll suspend you and go back and play.
So he did that, right? From what I read, as soon as the investigation started, he went into a rehabilitation place.
Yeah,
he got caught. He got turned in by the gambling. Like it's not like, oh, Cincinnati found out or Indiana found out or Texas Tech found out.
Hard ass Fran here.
The apps turned him in basically, because they like flagged the fact that all his bets were covered. So he gets turned in. He gets found out. He enters the rehabilitation program, which he got out of just recently, right? So he spent a couple months. This broke the week after the draft, so we're talking like the last couple of months that he was in this program. Yeah, I mean,
that's when you usually go to rehab, is when you hit rock bottom. When you get caught, that's probably rock bottom.
I think that yes, like he went through the proper steps from that standpoint. It's a slippery slope, man. Especially here's the other part of this is that he goes to Texas. This was done in front of like a Texas judge. I think there's some home cooking there. Like, and this is the same thing.
Well,
for eligibility, this is like all the same thing. The NCAA has no power for all this stuff. Whether and that's why you're seeing them petition to Congress for whether it's NIL, transfer portal, the calendar, like the whole deal. No one's making rules. No one's enforcing rules. So this is just another example of
I mean, that's why, like, if you're Trinidad Chambliss,
right,
you go get the Mississippi judge, right?
Right.
You know?
Yes. And that's where I to me, hey, the reason why Trinidad Chambliss was able to get the 6th year was that he petitioned, hey, in my first year at Ferris State, I redshirted. I had a little bit of a medical thing going on. They never turned it in as an official redshirt year. They should have. And since they didn't, like now that's going to count against me. So the Mississippi judge is like, yeah, you should be allowed. And to me, yes, he should be allowed by the nature of the rule. This is something completely different.
Oh, we are just. I mean, listen, you're right. Like, I get your righteous indignation, but I think that there is a medium here because I know he got caught. That's how it works. The kid's got a disease. He's in the middle of the disease in the heat of gambling. He's not going to go, oh, wait, let me go seek treatment. Like, that doesn't work that way. That's not human behavior, and especially not human behavior for a 22-year-old, right? Like, he's got to get caught. You get caught. Now it's like, all right, this is, dude, this is serious. This is your life. Go seek help. I'm willing to I would give him another shot.
Yeah, I was flabbergasted. I saw it yesterday. I was at an appointment and I saw the headline pop up on my phone, and all I saw was the beginning part, and it was like judge rules, like, for Brendan Sorsby. I was like, oh, all right, like it's official, like he's got ruled out. I didn't even look at it. I didn't even open it because I was like, yeah, like that's done. And it was literally like after my point, I'm walking, I was like, he got green lit. He's going back. I could not believe that was where they ended with this. But my gut tells me that's also like this is not a complete story yet either.
What team is he?
Texas. He's Texas Tech now.
Right, they got nice hats. I'm trying to get my squad together for this year.
Texas.
Are they ranked?
They're huge. There's a billionaire oil guy behind Texas Tech.
All right.
Now let me ask you a question.
I think I got my squad.
Because this is ripped right from my story.
Okay.
The billionaire, you don't think the billionaire oil guy in Texas can get to the Texas judge?
Yeah, and that's they also like they spent a lot of money to get him Kessler, who's who's one of the best like sports attorneys, has won numerous cases against the NCAA. He's been involved with cases against other sporting organizations as well. So he got great representation in front of a local judge and was able to get the W. Yeah, it's a layered story.
Listen, I completely understand your position. I do. I just have empathy for the guy, for the kid, because every 3 seconds you're watching the NBA Finals last night. Every 3 seconds is a commercial.
Well, if you're in the building, there's lights everywhere, advertising all the different brands and betting and companies
and everything else, the prediction markets.
Yeah,
like there is a price that's paid for that. You can't sell out as a sport, and the sport has sold out to it. Listen, all this stuff adding games. What do you think this is for?
If Tyrese Maxey, who is only like a couple years older than Brendan Sorsby, right? Like we're talking, like, because he came in as an underclassman. If Tyrese Maxey got hit, this summer for gambling, and he bet on the Sixers to win, blah blah blah, and he got suspended for X amount of games or for the year. Similar age kid, right? Came up in the same environment, and from in terms of like this culture from the sports gambling standpoint, we'd be like, yeah, like you can't do that. It's a bad. It's a bad.
I'd have the same reaction, which is, you can't ban them. and you
Yep,
can't ban. You shouldn't be banned for the season. You got to go to extensive rehab, and you're on a watch list. You're barred from every app possible, and if you get caught again, then you go. But you got to keep up with. It's like it's what's the difference between that and drugs?
And guys, I mean, and it's the same. To me, the big difference. There's two big differences. Well, I shouldn't say there's two big. The big difference
integrity.
Is
I get your
the
point
integrity of the
integrity.
game. Like, because now you are bringing into question. Anytime Brandon Sorsby is involved, if he throws a bad interception on the goal line, we get into like Shane Falco, the replacements, Keanu Reeves, like where it's like, oh, like, you know, was he betting on his own team to lose? Well, what was the motivation behind this play? Once that creeps into the mind of a sports fan, like you've lost credibility with the people that are paying the money to take in your sport.
Well, but again, Texas Tech still wants him to play.
I know they do because they have no option. There's no spring transfer portal now. If there was a transfer portal in May or June like there was last year, I don't know that they would. I think the money that they spent on the lawyers for Brendan Sorsby would have been spent on luring, the quarterback from Minnesota.
You're probably right, but my point is, they still want him to play. So what does it matter? Like, by the way, like in the end, if he's their star quarterback, he's their star quarterback. Like they want him.
Yeah,
I get your point, and I'm not really arguing as much. I'm just more about a first-time leniency and giving the kid a shot instead of burying the kid after a transgression. I get it's big. I'm not trying to make light of it. But again, you sold out to the world. Like, if you want to keep it in the shadows and keep it with gangsters, okay. Well, then, there it is. But the minute you just put it in front of everybody and sit in front of your phone like this, there's an onus on the system.
I think that's right. I just think that the NCAA, all the sports leagues, like it's a pretty clear, like, because even now with collegiate athletes, like you're getting paid,
I get it.
like and that's why the guys like
it's
big spots are to get paid.
You can't just go here. You're not allowed to bet, and then every 5 seconds, bet.
Oh, well, and that's why the rules have changed in the last few years where they're allowed to bet on other leagues, right? Like, so if you got to scratch that itch, you feel like you want to take part in it, you want to bet on an NFL game, you want to bet on the Chargers against the Chiefs on Monday Night Football.
It's the system that has fueled it.
Yeah.
The system has fueled it.
I told last week or a week before, I told TV Todd I was out on Frankenstein stories and movies.
Yeah.
I'm in on this one. This is Frankenstein. The NFL creates this monster of betting and paying players and stuff, and then it's out of control and they can't control it. It's the exact same storyline. I need this remade. You do a Frankenstein football horror movie. This is it. This is the same tale.
I'm trying to tell the story of Cam Waters at Heartland State and I had a whole plot line of a kid that gets pinched for gets caught gambling. It's before Sorsby. Because of this, and I wrote about one of the episodes that I sketched out is like has this debate, right?
Yeah.
Of like what responsibility does the system have for selling out, like, and creating this world? It's different than back in the day. Like back in the day, it wasn't in your face and it was frowned upon.
You couldn't talk about it.
Right? And by the way, I know it happened in certain cases, but not with the frequency we have now.
Yeah, I mean, and that's part of it. And that, like I said, when I was working in college athletics in the 2006, 2010, there was like you don't even touch it, and increasingly it's going to be becoming more and more and more the fabric. And there's been pushback. Like I know like talking with some of our peers about it, it was like, yeah, I don't really feel comfortable like with how much this is becoming incorporated into not just college sports but professional sports. I get it, but that's also like where we're at now. And to me, like the rules are in place for a reason. That's especially like. And there are a lot of layers to this. I'm also thinking about this from like if I'm a general manager, if I'm a head coach, like I want to put faith in like drafting this kid later. This is also something that's on my mind.
Listen, it would be tough to draft a kid because if the kid is, like that sick, then, can you count on him not to do it? I don't know. Like, that's a problem.
VG, for context, he's like in the early first round mock drafts for next year. Like to me, I did the full evaluation on him. I've got my draft guide page up on him right now. I would say like a day one physical talent with like day two tape. Very inconsistent, kind of like Jackson Dart-ish skill set, like athletic, will run around, needs some work from the pocket, but really good flashes. But this is it's a big story.
No, he's good. I like him. I mean, I liked him. I think he's a big play kid. Fran, I don't know what the offshoot's going to be. Like, is the offshoot at some point, because there's going to be plenty of Sorsby's down the road. And what's the offshoot? You can only bet on your team? Like, is that it? I don't know what happens. Like, it's Pandora's box. Like, it's the oldest thing in the world. We did it with like the NIL thing. Like, they still can't figure out what the rules are. Like, it's crazy. Fred, the amount of money it used to be, like, basketball's out of control. So Temple, our alma mater, do you know what the NIL budget for Temple basketball is?
No, what is it?
$1 million. Changed, right?
Yeah.
You know what it costs they estimate to field a championship Final Four type of team?
Want to guess 18, 20?
Yep, 16 to 20.
There you go.
16. Now, football. Now, right.
It's like 40 plus. Like, at least that's table stakes.
Michigan's going to be 44. Yep. Right? Indiana's got real money. Like, this is huge. And here's the point. And I've had this conversation with athletic directors and coaches. And the point is, it ain't stopping. It's not going to get capped. The longer this goes untamed, you're driving the price up and up and up, and then the price never goes back down.
Right. And that's why, so there's because the NCAA is spineless and has no power. And I say spineless both like with the realistic connotation and also with like the negative connotation, because that's always been the case. But because they don't have that ability to govern this, that's why everybody is saying, like, we need to petition for Congress. We need someone, the government's got to step in to put a cap on this, and not just on this part of it, but really the whole thing, right? That we need a governing body. There is no commissioner of college sports. There is no commissioner of college football. There is no Roger Goodell. There is no Adam Silver. And so until you have someone that says, like, this is the rule, we got to stand by it, or if not, these are the repercussions. These are the consequences. It's like a wildfire with all of this stuff, because it was like, $15 million 2 years ago. It was like, $15 million roster. That's enough to win the SEC. Now, like, you're lucky if that's enough to win the MAC, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all that's going to suffer for too is like all the Olympic sports that were like everyone was struggling to try and keep afloat. 5 years ago, those are going to get cut big time because they're obviously they're not making money. And if the price for keeping a competitive football team goes up and a competitive basketball team goes up, like, that money's getting trimmed from somewhere. Because the other thing too is that if the boosters that you're getting the money from, if they're like, hey, like, my $5 million that I donated last year is nothing now, and I'm not getting anything back for it, like, well, at some point that money's going to dry out too. The bubble is going to burst if they're not careful.
Yeah. Because I agree with that. I was having this other conversation, which is, at what point you're a billionaire? Oh, all right. But at some point you go, I'm tired of, how much money am I going to give them every year?
For what? Yeah. Like,
right.
For what?
Like, and what do I get? So here's what's going to happen in my eyes. Universities are ill-equipped to run these kinds of businesses. They just are. They're just ill-equipped. So they're going to piece off the programs to billionaires, and they will become an owner of, they'll lease it from the university, and they will own the Michigan football program.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then
the
somebody
BC
else
stuff
will own
already
the Michigan
incorporated last
basketball
year.
program.
That started. Was it Utah? I think some of their stuff for NIL budget, I believe, is coming in from like venture capitalism. So
Yeah.
it's the beaks are starting to get wet there. So once we start that'll be a big part of the conversation. I bet like a year from now is that because that will become more
and they'll
widespread.
own. They're going to own. You'll have
Yeah.
like, yeah, how many guys want to get in the NFL? But they go, you know, I don't have the fee. Well, I'll go to college, and I'll buy a program, and I'll run the program. I mean, how long have I been talking about that?
Dude, I've been waiting for this program to happen.
Because I go at some point, like you go to Delaware and go, I'll run the Delaware program. Like, you know, like this is, it has to end up this way. The minute you started this whole thing, it ceases to become amateur, right? Like then the universities can't run this. You're not equipped as a university to run a business like that.
We talked about this last week, right? When we talked about like playoff expansion and stuff like that. And everyone's like, I'm saying everyone, I don't want to make this a straw man argument. A lot of people in college football are like, oh, well, we are not the NFL. We are a separate thing. Though we got to keep what college football has always been. That's gone, man. Like
Gone.
To me, like they have to incorporate more like professional and NFL style, like playoff structure and things like that. And people say it's all just for the money. Guess what? They need the money for all the reasons that we just laid out. Like they need to have this like organized structure for like revenue sharing and things like that. It's because it's not sustainable.
Yeah, you can't
They're not gonna make
1099
this
these
long-term.
kids. They're
Yes.
not 1099 employees anymore.
No.
like listen, where they screwed up, where the NCAA screwed up is when they had the power, they should have allowed kids a small stipend that they controlled.
Yep.
Right? And then everybody would have been happy. And instead, you got greedy, and what happened? They revolted against you.
And that's what I'm scared of as a college football fan is that you get to that point where now exactly what happened with the players and then getting paid, like that's what'll happen on a bigger scale with just the sport writ large, right? Where it's just now the entire bubble bursts and teams are just like, yeah, we either can't afford the football program because that could happen to Mississippi State. That could happen to Michigan State.
No,
right?
Temple. How long?
Well, yeah. Or I mean, that was talked about in the 2000s, like or that. And honestly, it'll be part of the calculus because it's either we do that or we're cutting 13 sports, right? Like you can't do both.
Well, what's going to happen is here's what I believe. So let's take the other sports. Pick a sport. Let's take.
We got baseball.
Well, baseball can handle itself. Baseball's big enough that because they're paying NIL. Baseball and hockey can play NIL. They'll be fine. Pick wrestling.
Wrestling,
right?
sure.
All right, tennis or whatever. You're going to have companies come in, and they will sponsor collegiate wrestling, and you'll own collegiate wrestling through around the country. Like I think that's what will happen, and you got to put it out there and get big brands to fund these sports. That's the only way.
Yeah.
And listen, it's a good marketing bet. Like if I'm Bank of America and I go, I can have exclusivity in all of collegiate wrestling and I can get it at a fair price. I'm not paying football or basketball or baseball prices or hockey, even hockey. I mean, you know, that's part of my budget. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of layers to this conversation, and honestly, I've tried to focus more on like the competitiveness of the playoff brackets and things like that, but the sheer like survival of the sport is more about the topics that we're discussing for the last 10, 15 minutes because that's to me is the scarier stuff.
It is,
but it's all connected.
Dude, I love this conversation. I could talk to you all day, man. I mean, it's we should do a special on it.
Yeah, and but that's the thing is that it's like constantly evolving and changing, and because of the nature. I mean, we just saw there was the hearing. You know, Nick Saban was on Capitol Hill. What was it, 2 weeks ago? I mean, who knows? Like literally, like 3 weeks from now, we could get some earth-shattering news that changes the entire landscape, or like that bill falls through, and we keep on going as status quo. So,
Because here's the problem: nobody's got true power, because the courts could like you can say whatever you want, and then you put it before a judge. The judge goes, nope,
yep.
not lawful. The only way it's going to work is if they create a business out of it, and it's the NFL light. That's it.
Yep. People aren't going to like it, but I think that's the way out.
Yes.
Hey, just before you go, Garofalo's reporting this morning. A.J. Brown stopped by the Eagles facility to say goodbye and signed his picture on the wall, and he signed it with "the best to ever play here, always open."
No, he didn't. That's AJ. Always open.
That's interesting that he was able to go back and say bye after official. But
I mean, I guess that's a Dom loves him, so
a lot of people in that building do, and I get it.
Yeah. Francis, we love you, buddy. Thanks, pal. Awesome stuff.
Appreciate
Friday,
it, guys.
we'll do it again.
Yeah, plenty to talk about soon.
You're the man. Thanks, Franny. St. Francis.
See you guys.
Good stuff by St. Francis. Murph's coming on. It's an interesting subject, man. It really is fascinating.
They need a CBA or something. That's what they got to get.
Well, that's how it becomes a business.
Yeah.
You can't act like it's not amateur. It's not college.
Yeah.
They originally said, well, look, let them make money, and we'll do it under the guise of NIL, name, image, likeness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Video games, everything else we talk about.
Yeah.
But then they realized it's the way to pay the kids, right?
Right.
And now they're paying them in high school. NIL is legal in high school now.
No, it is?
Yes.
What?
In most of the states, it's legal in high school.
Wow.
Kids are getting paid because here's why. Because colleges go, hey, we're going to pay you now. You're a high school sophomore. We're going to pay you. So that means you have to come. It's a binding agreement.
Wait, like LaSalle could pay a high school kid?
Yes.
This is crazy.
Yes. It's nuts. The whole world's crazy. All right, we're going to take a quick TO. We'll come right back and do a lot more. We got Murph. I love Murph. We're going to talk some good stuff with Murph. But first, a word from our friends. Let's talk about Parks Casino. That's it. Make your downtime fun time. Parks Casino, always a blast. Excitement, entertainment, all the action, world-class headliners. Yes, headliners. Make the night complete and stay at the beautiful Parks View Hotel, steps away from Parks Casino. Tickets still available for these headliners. June 20th, all McCartney live, VG.
Nice.
Tommy Chong, September 21st. Roger Daltrey, September 25th. Classic Rock, America, October 31st.
First but no name.
July 24th, Gene Simmons. Comedian Ben Backus, August 22nd. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, August 28th. One bourbon, one shot.
One beer.
Magician Michael Carbonaro, September 19th. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Got to be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about Philly sports trips. Yeah, I love Philly sports trips. Always a blast. Birds are heading to Nashville. And you already know what that means. Honky tonk, live music, Eagles fans taking over Broadway all weekend long. Are we a honky tonk town?
We here?
I don't know.
I mean, they do the Wildwood Barefoot Country Music Fest, like 200,000 people on the beach.
I know it's going to be a blast. Philly Sports trips hundreds of Philly fans to Music City. All right, in 2018, they want to do it bigger this year. Incredible. Flights, hotels, game tickets, exclusive fan events. Everything is taken care of. Plus, we'll be hanging with David Akers and Hollis Thomas. Special appearance, exclusive events you're not going to get anywhere else. This is more than just an away game. It's the ultimate fan experience. Lock in your spot today. PhillySportsTrips.com. That's PhillySportsTrips.com. Go Birds. Except you, Tina Fey. You're out. I'm curious what Murph has to say about this. It's a Taco Tuesday brought to us by Wawa. That's right. We love our Taco Tuesdays. How about it, Jules Rules? There it is. And the Murph intro's not learned. That's all right. Let's just get them on. Murphy, David Murphy, the great columnist for the Inquirer. Good morning, Murph.
Morning. There we go.
So, a couple of topics I want to throw by you, see your opinion. The Tina Fey, front row, all nicked up. That bug you? Bugs me.
No.
No?
How does it not bug you?
Bro, I have a long list of things that I need to worry about on a daily basis. And
I'm not
Tina
saying
Fey
you lose
worries-
your sleep over it.
No, honestly, this is the first I'm hearing about it, and I wouldn't have even put it this way. On the list of things I saw last night on that broadcast on the sidelines, Tina Fey was not. How about Eli and Jeter? Like, do you think Jeter has a Knicks bumper sticker on his Wagoneer? Like what are they doing there? You know?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
get that. They're part of the New York landscape. Jeter,
Yeah, but-
Eli. It's New York.
They're taking up seats of people who actually like the Knicks. You know, like Jeter wasn't at the Sixers series. I'll give Ben Stiller all the credit in the world. He was there.
But it's the finals. Like, I get Jeter is Mr. New York. Tina Fey's an Eagles fan.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Come on. She's Miss Delaware County. I'm from Delco.
I'm just saying, if you didn't go to at least one game on a Wednesday night in February, you shouldn't be allowed in the building.
It's like half the crowd.
Yeah, but
What's
here's
that?
the thing. I can argue that the finals is a celebration of New York, right?
Well, it wasn't last night.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying. Like, when you're hosting Game 3, here we go. It's everything. The president belongs there. He's from New York. Like, it's a New York party.
Let's not get started on the president.
Well, you just understand my point. My point is it's a celebration of New York. So of course Jeter and Eli are going to be there.
Look, I understand your
Same
point.
thing that you want Embiid at the Super Bowl or whatever.
Do you really want to beat at the Super Bowl?
You get my point. Like you
No.
want Dr.
Okay,
J.
I don't get your point. I think it's cool. I think it's look, I get why they're there. I'm just saying that Tina Fey, where Tina Fey cosplaying as a New York fan is kind of par for the course. Everybody, half the people around that court last night were pretending to be Knicks fans.
Yeah, but she should know better. She's from Philadelphia.
You'll show him the picture. Maybe the visual will irritate him a little bit. Come on, Murph.
Buddy. Hey.
Come on.
I expect you to stand up for the town.
Oh.
I mean, Tina Fey, I didn't
look at her. She's
I
playing.
mean,
Oh, come on, Cat.
It's Tina
Come
Fey.
on, Brunson.
I mean, if that was Mike Trout, then I think, yeah, we could have an argument. But I mean, is Tina Fey like courtside at Sixers games?
Yeah, but she's an Eagles fan.
She's made Philadelphia such a part of her world.
She acts like she's the biggest Eagles fan on the planet. Like,
Yeah,
you can't
I
be an
don't know.
Eagles fan and then be at courtside at the Knicks game.
I didn't know
That's the rules.
I didn't know Tina Fey rose to that level. I mean, I associate Tina Fey with New York. I'm just trying to explain why it doesn't bother me.
I got you. All right.
But
All
buddy,
right. Where do you
you're
line
looking-
up on?
you're looking for reasons to get worked up. This is
I'm not
you gotta-
worked up. I'm not like, listen.
I wasn't looking for a reason, and then they showed me that video. It's not looking for it. I'm not seeking it out. It's right on the broadcast.
I'm not looking. Again, this is not like, federal case. I'm just pointing it out. Like, there should be rules. That doesn't bother you?
It does not bother me. Would you expect it to bother me? Because I would expect it to bother you, and I would think that you wouldn't expect it to bother me. Because that's kind of how we are.
Do you?
What? Who's on first?
Do you believe in As
I don't believe in
sports
anything.
is blown up, right?
Yeah.
So sports is blown up. So you got a lot of glommers. You would agree. Like the Eagles.
I'm anti-glommer. I just don't. I was more fixated on the Eli the Eli Jeter appearance kind of got to me for whatever reason. And I think it's made look, I'm more standing by my men Ben Stiller and Timothy Chalamet who were at that court throughout the Sixers series. They're legitimate New York Knicks fans.
I agree. I bet
And
Stiller's
then
a
all of a
legit
sudden,
fan.
you got all these you got Jeter jetting up from Tampa to I just think it's
Wait a minute.
I think it's a bad look.
Now,
you know?
young Max grows up here. He's an Eagles fan.
Mhm.
Somehow he ends up a tycoon, and he's working in oil, and he's in Dallas. And he shows up at a Dallas Super Bowl wearing Dallas gear. You going to be okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, if Tina Fey was my daughter, I might feel a little differently about it, But no, I would not want Max to disgrace himself in that manner, And I would hope that given the parenting he would have up to that point, it wouldn't even ever get to that point.
Oh, Murph's taking shots at Tina Fey's parents.
Yeah, I think that might be the real people you should be upset about. That's a failure in parenting more than it is a Tina Fey problem. Don't let
Trust me. Max is a baby. VG's childless. You can't control their. You can't control the way they. It drives me nuts sometimes. Like Massimo. He loves other teams, and it drives me insane. And not to the point he acts like he doesn't have the same innocence that we had growing up. The inner 12-year-old Murph, go Phillies, could tell you the lineup, the average, the whole thing. He doesn't have that. He looks at it like, oh, this guy stinks. If I hear he rips Jalen more than the brain. And I'm going, dude.
It's a lot.
He's a kid might be on to something.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah. I'm going, leave him alone. I'm arguing like I'm one of the chat to him saying he's won Super Bowls, dude. You should be lucky to one day get to that point.
He's just he's just warming you up, like a bullpen catcher. He's refining your arguments.
Yeah, bullpen catcher.
Was he upset about Tina Fey?
No.
See,
he doesn't know who Tina Fey is.
Young man with a good head on his shoulder.
We watched the game together, but he doesn't know who Tina Fey is. No.
Yeah,
he was rooting Spurs, which I was rooting Spurs too, so I was happy for him because we're anti-New York.
Yeah, I'm impressed that the Spurs got that one. They have not looked like the better team very much during this series.
They showed a lot of stones last night, man. You go into that environment. Here's the thing. They just couldn't. Listen, game 1 and game 2, they controlled game 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Knicks came back and won. Game 2, the Knicks controlled. They went on that great run in the fourth quarter, but they couldn't finish. They couldn't close. And then last night, they closed. Knicks hit a couple threes at the end. They closed. They finished. Great series.
Yeah, I just haven't been. It's been great. I just haven't been very impressed with. I just haven't been impressed with their offensive sets. The Spurs, it just has. I don't know. But Wemby, I'm a little bit of a Wemby skeptic right now too, offensively. But look, like I said, they showed a lot last night. And they proved me wrong. I just think they're missing a guy who can get to the rim and finish consistently. I mean, I love, and I know the Knicks make you into that. But they, I was very impressed that they managed to hang on to that one last night. I mean,
I love Harper, man. I'm a big Harper fan.
He's awesome, man. Dude, he is awesome. I mean, he's
going to be a great player. He's going to be that dude that gets to the rim for you. He's already getting there now on a part-time basis.
Oh, he's got some incredible bounce, man. He gets up. Yeah, I think that they're in. I mean, look, the Spurs are in great shape, obviously. I just think the Knicks have just looked like the better team more often than not than me. But again, like you said, it's maybe a Wemby turnover with 9 seconds left away from being a 2-1 series the other way. So
Yeah. I mean, I still can't believe it. Like, you got to call timeout. Like, I'm a big believer. A young team, just call timeout, man. I get the Larry Brown used to always be the art of surprise and just go, don't call timeout. You got a young team, you got to call TO and get a good shot. You gave up the game. The last thing you needed to do was a turnover in that spot, and then you foul. It was bad.
yeah, but I mean, to me, the story of the series to me is I mean, Jalen Brunson is just one of the all-time great shot makers in
Yeah,
NBA history. I mean,
yeah,
the
yeah.
crazy thing about him is I don't know if there's another player like this where almost literally zero of his shots are easy shots. I mean, 100% of his shots are maximum effort for him to get to a spot, just to get to a spot, and then get the shot up and over whoever happens to be playing defense. It's amazing that he can do it for 48 minutes. And look, I know one of the knocks on him is at times he fades in the fourth, but for good reason, given the amount of effort he puts out there. But I mean, the guy is as clutch I don't even want to say shooter, but just a shot maker as I mean, as we've seen in recent years. It's incredible. I mean, he is what makes that team. Obviously, you take him away, I just don't know if there's another player that you can insert into that team where they're nearly as good as they are. It's crazy. It's crazy to watch. It's unlike anybody I've seen, I think, in my lifetime. I don't. Maybe I'm missing somebody.
Yeah. No, dude.
Stylistically, I'm talking.
No,
I mean,
you're right. I like you and I see it the same way. I love that. I love them. I absolutely love them. All right, do me one favor. Hang in for 2 seconds. We just got to take care of a little business. I'm going to come right back because I do want to ask you about you were at the press conference and what your overall thoughts were over the Sixers. But first, a word from our friends.
Hey, we want to thank you for being part of our PHLY community we got going on here. And we're always looking for ways to improve our shows and better understand how you listen and watch and what you value most. That's why we've launched a new quick survey, and your feedback helps us shape the content you love and make it even better. It only takes a few minutes, but it makes a big impact. So take a moment, head over to allphly.com/poll, P-O-L-L, and let your voice be heard. Respondents, you got a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card, because we appreciate you. Once again, thanks for being part of what we got going on here at PHLY. We want that feedback to help keep improving our shows. It's just a quick little survey, a few minutes. Your input really helps to shape the content of what we do here. And respondents, you got a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. So what do you got to lose? Head over to allphly.com/poll, P-O-L-L, and let your voice be heard.
Wawa's got tacos. Tacos. Oh, Wawa expanding its freshly prepared food lineup with new seasoned beef tacos available for a limited time. Built to deliver bold, craveable flavor in every bite. We're talking warm, soft tortillas filled with Wawa's savory, juicy, boldly seasoned beef, plus fresh toppings that you can customize your way. You got options too, from seasoned beef, chicken, steak, black beans, shredded cheddar cheese. Pick up 2 spreads like salsa roja, garlic aioli, barbecue, ranch, buffalo, chipotle, and you top it off with shredded lettuce, salsa, fire-roasted corn, onions, or pickled jalapenos, all packed in a 6-inch soft flour tortilla, making it perfect handheld or on-the-go option. Seasoned beef tacos doesn't stop, all right? It's available across the full lineup, including burritos, bowls, and quesadillas, so you can mix and match and build the meal that fits your appetite. But don't wait. The lineup is only here for a limited time while supplies last. Next time you're at Wawa, grab a taco and find your new go-to order. Back with Murph.
I'll tell you. Can I say something? I hope that at some point in my life, I find something that I'm as excited about as you are excited about Wawa tacos. That was that was just
It's a little things
inspiring.
in life, Murph.
Inspiring. It really is. I'm
just
gonna
talking
go
to
out and get some. I'm gonna get some on the way to Eagles practice today.
Thank you. When you go and go out and be an entrepreneur and, lock onto a great sponsor that's a partner, you want to make sure that you're appreciative of.
Absolutely. I meant that in with 100% sincerity. I think I was amped, man. I'm definitely gonna get some Wawa tacos. You should be a voiceover guy at some point,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You could be the new Gary Barbera guy or what, I don't know if they're a sponsor. I'm a little
Gary
dude.
Barbera.
Dude, I'm depressed, dude. All right, so please, I've already, earlier in the show, I regret coming back from New York, back to Philadelphia. I can't do it, dude. I can't. I'm already.
I always
depressed.
forget that you were up. I always forget that you were up there. That would have been a fun time to be there.
It was great, but and I had a lot of opportunities, and I don't know why I decided to come home, but whatever. Anyway, what'd you think of the news conference, Jameer and then Gansey?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote today. It was, I guess, about what I expected. I don't want to say unimpressive because that, it wasn't that Mike Gansey was unimpressive. It was just that there was no. It was interesting because I feel like, really this is the first time where they're not really selling a narrative coming in. Hinkie had his process, right? They kind of outlined at the very beginning what to expect. We're going to rebuild. We're going to maximize assets. We're going to, look to get high draft picks. And Daryl then had a very, he was very explicit about, we're in pedal to the metal mode. We're looking for, a player who's going to make, turn this into a championship roster. And we all kind of knew what that meant. And really nothing, I don't think, that we saw out of Daryl surprised us in terms of, the decisions he made. I mean, they were all very on brand. Whereas, I came away after 20 minutes of listening to Gansey and then later Bob Myers and Jameer, and really having, no better idea of how they're going to approach this thing over the next 2 or 3 years. And look, I think that's probably a wise move on their part because first of all, the more, like Andrew Bynum won his press conference. A lot of guys won their press conference. Nick Sirianni lost his first press conference. So whatever short-term bump you can get from there, I think you can more so do yourself more damage by, Hinkie never, he was always, from day one held as the guy who was just tanking, and Morey was always held up as the guy who was just gonna, sell the future for win now and chase veterans and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of smart for them not to give really anything away. And also, look, I think reading between the lines and just kind of how vague and I don't know what the proper word is, but the lack of concrete anything answers, I think is largely a function of them knowing that, look, Embiid's going to be here, and you can't, even if you believe it, and that you're going to be building for a future beyond him, you can't say that because you still, he needs to be a productive member of society for at least another couple of years, So I think that probably was a bit of the subtext as well. But yeah, I mean, I walked away from it not really having much of an idea, going into it. I mean, it was very vague and kind of abstract. I don't know. What did you guys think?
I mean, I didn't see much of it. I just see bits and pieces, so it was hard for me to grasp whether, I don't know, Mannion, on what I saw, I watched that whole thing, so it was like, all right, Mannion seems like, he's got his stuff together. I couldn't grasp, like, from Gansey whether, I don't know, did he seem confident? Did he seem like he has a plan?
He did. I saw it. I mean, I thought he was confident. I thought, I mean, listen, he's likable. I mean, I think I hear he's sharp. I'm going to give him a shot. I don't know what he can do. I mean, I think they're kind of tied up, So my only fear is that they go, well, we're, depth pieces away from being a contender, which is like they're not.
See, well, again, a lot of what I said this after Bob Myers talked a couple weeks ago, where you kind of the most important stuff you kind of had to focus on was what he didn't say, where every press conference, just about whether it was beginning of the season, end of the season, new executive, new coach, whatever, up until this year, the press conference has very much been a vocal vocal vote of confidence, I would say, in Joel Embiid. It's been very explicit that, this is Joel's team. We're a championship team when he's on the court, and we need to build that way, right? And they didn't say that, Bob Myers didn't say that. Gansey didn't say that. In fact, he said it was almost borderline, one of those things where it could have been disrespectful. Were you just reading it as Joel Embiid, in the next day's newspaper, where he said essentially it's like Joel and Paul are here, like that's who we have. He said that's who we've got at one point, and he also did explicitly say it's not a championship team. And I don't, just kind of giving anybody the benefit of the doubt, I don't know how anybody at this point could come in here and think it's a championship team, which is the same reason why they can't trade either one of them, because if it was a championship team because of them, then they'd have some trade value, presumably. So, no, nothing that I heard makes me think that they're going to go in the wrong direction. I think it's more I think it's more of a case of them kind of look. It's not rocket science. It's very easy to see kind of where they're at, and it's one of those things where they have to and the new lottery odds are making it probably a good time to be a team in their position, because you don't necessarily have to worry about deciding whether to blow it up or whatever. You can, look, the Sixers could do everything in their power to put the best possible team on the court next year. And Joel Embiid and Paul George could play 60 games, and they still might be the 8th or 9th best team in the East. I mean, you've got the Celtics with Tatum coming back, full bore. You got the Pacers with Halliburton coming back. You got the Knicks, obviously. You got the Pistons, who won 60 games. You got the Cavs, who won 60 games last year. You got the Heat, who are, they're going to do something. They always do something. They could easily trade for Giannis or Jalen Brown or something like that. You got the Hawks and the Hornets, who are 28-11 over their last 40 games. The Sixers kind of just have to, just build a little bit incrementally. There's no reason not to, quote unquote, be as good as you can or go for it next year. You just have to. You can't do anything that will. You have to
disrupt your long term. Yeah, I agree.
Right. You have to. You prioritize the 3-year, the 5-year plan, but within those constraints, you do anything you can to make the team better. And I think it's actually, it could be a refreshing kind of change for this team, because, again, we've always kind of they've always had these big narratives that they've been, even Colangelo trades for Markel Fultz, and then it's welcome to the moment, So all of a sudden, it's that's what everything's judged on, and that's why everyone's exhausted, because they're man, we were told welcome to the moment 10 years ago, and the moment never, where's the moment? Whereas now it's you can watch, Maxey and Edgecombe develop, and that's reason enough to watch the team, and then. Paul George and Joel Embiid are kind of here, and whenever they can play, we'll see what happens. I think that's the right way to go about it.
Yeah, if you can get out of the contracts, you trade them. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the hope, and I think that's there's really not there's really not. It's not like you can sit down and he can have a 500-page binder of what exactly they're going to do to get out of this. You kind of just have to do, as Gansey said, kind of start with these abstract concepts. And as for us, we're just gonna have to judge them based on the results.
Yeah.
I mean, that we'll have to see. But
Are you on your way to Eagles? You said today.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to practice today. Looking forward to it.
I
love this.
I think the
Yeah.
Mannion thing's going to work.
I do too, man. But look, it's all about the quarterback, whether he can execute it or not, you know. But I think Mannion was a great hire, and I think that I think quarterbacks see things differently than other people. Quarterbacks, at least, who've played the game at a very high level. Which, whatever. I know Mannion was quote, a scrub of sorts, but he was one of the top 20 quarterbacks in the world, and I think that can only help Hurts. Same thing with Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore was pretty much, Sean Mannion as a player. Better college player, obviously, but I think the more voices and the more experience you can have around Hurts, and people get offended sometimes when I say this. It's nothing to do with Hurts needing to be babied or anything like that. It's just like anything. Where if you were building, if you were a CEO or anybody, you want to surround yourself with people who are going to help you to see things in the most realistic possible way. And I think that Mannion, I think Mannion's the perfect guy to work with Hurts. And I'm with you. I think it's I think on paper, without having sat in the interviews or really gotten to know him very well, I think it's the ideal hire in terms of profile.
Yeah. My brother, always great. Love to Max. Have a safe trip down to the complex.
I will. I'll be on 95 in 10 minutes.
We'll be reading you tomorrow. Thanks,
All
brother.
right. See you guys.
Safe, pal. There he is. Murph. Time for some Love Philly. Love Philly. Jason Avant will join us.
Ooh.
Coming up in about 8 minutes.
Love it.
So I'm looking forward to that because we're talking about this offense.
Yeah.
No one dissects anything better than Jason Avant.
No, in a way that I can understand it.
He's a PhD. He's unbelievable. Love Philly. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. It's not just the title of Philly. It's a feeling. It's a heartbeat. A city that never asked for permission to be itself. That's us, right? That's our personality. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. And now in 2026, the world comes back to Philadelphia. Not just to remember, but to celebrate. The show isn't just about what's happening. It's about who we are while it's happening. Because Philadelphia isn't a backdrop. It's a character. It's the voice that tells it like it is. The guy at the end of the bar who doesn't sugarcoat a thing. It's the family that's been on the same block for generations. It's the artist, the athlete, the builder, the believer. It's the lifer, the dreamers, the grinders. It's all of us. And that's what Love Philly's about. We're going to sit with people that make this place go. The ones who built it, the ones carrying it, the ones pushing it forward. The legends who left their mark. Not just the championships, not just the headlines, but the moments in between. The way the city shows up for itself, the way it refuses to be anything other than real. And through it all, we're going to remind ourselves and show the world what Philadelphia is. It's not just a stereotype. It's not a punchline. It's a foundation. It's a force. It's a city that gave birth to a nation and never stopped building. So as the country turns 250 and the spotlight finds Philadelphia again, this is our moment to tell the story the right way. Not polished, not filtered, real, authentic, proud. Because this city just doesn't rise to the occasion. It defines it. This is Love Philly. Wawa! Love Philly loves Wawa. Wawa loves Philly. And we always appreciate our partnership as we begin our Love Philly hour. Let's do this, Jules. We got Jason Avant coming up. Now, I want to talk about this new offense with Jason.
Yeah.
All right. And like, he's so good at explaining it. And I'm curious about how it's going to, like, his impressions, knowing with what Mannion wants to accomplish.
Yeah, I want to know if he thinks losing AJ, how big of an impact that has, if this offense can still flourish without that. We've talked about how the blocking for the blocking schemes for the offensive line should be a little easier, a little better. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Let's do this. Let's take a quick TO, all right? And we'll come back and we'll talk to AJ. We love our AJ, man. Let's have some fun. But first, a word from our friends. All right. Come join me, make your downtime fun time all summer long with the Bet Parks app. Bring the casino to you on the beach, on the boat, the lake, down the shore, the mountains. The casino right at your fingertips. The only online casino and sportsbook app will recommend blackjack games, poker, your classic casino games right on the phone. Hundreds of slots like the Huff and Puff, Cleopatra, live betting on sports, even better. Live bet baseball, the finals, the Stanley Cup, the NBA. Right now, BetParks is a new offer for online casino users. Join me up to $500 casino bonus back your first 24 hours, plus 500 spins on the new soccer theme game, Goal, Goal, Goal. How about that? How about that? BetParks.com has all the terms and conditions. All right, gambling problem. You got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Goal, goal, goal. You got to love that, baby.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Xfinity. Xfinity's 5-year price guarantee. What if you got reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi, and you can keep it the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi makes everything in your home work together. Finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Let you stream the game even when the whole family's online. All your devices work in a perfect harmony for 5 whole years. Best part, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me, a lot changes in 5 years, right? Kids grow bigger than you. All kinds of stuff happens. But your Wi-Fi should stay reliable and the price should stay put. Lock in your price. Unlock possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. All right, there it is. We got hockey tonight.
Yeah. You going to be locked in on it?
Yeah, it's like Tuesday. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Phil's.
Yeah.
Phil, Tuesday night.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's been great hockey. I'm just not that excited about it. I don't know what it is.
The teams.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's the teams because I don't like Vegas.
I don't really like Carolina either. I respect what they do.
Right, but I don't like Carolina. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like if it was the Lance, I could root for the Lance.
Yes. Yeah.
Or somebody like Montreal. I don't know.
I could have got into
something
Montreal
like
building.
that.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody in the Eastern Conference I like.
No.
I mean, Montreal I could have went for.
I would do that just because
Buffalo. I could have rooted for. Like I could have rooted for Buffalo. The West. A bunch of teams, but I don't like Vegas. And then you got the Torch.
As a Philadelphia Flyer fan, you can't.
I don't want to see Torch win.
No.
I'd rather see Brendan.
I don't want. No. The worst thing I do want to see him is a post-winning press conference or interview. I don't want to see Torch in that situation.
No, because you know how it's going to be. Like he's going to be joyless.
He's going to be joyless, but he's going to think it's all about him.
Yes.
He's going to think it's him. He won.
Yes.
Without that, without him.
And I like Brendan more. I just don't like Carolina.
I like Brendan more too. I
don't even mind the Ghost. But I just don't like that. I don't know.
I hate their style of play.
Yes.
I hate it. It's just not fun to watch.
No, it's not. You're exactly right.
They just bore you to death, I feel like.
I know.
Yeah, so.
No, but that's like, and then the Phils,
Let's see the sweep tonight, right? We win tonight, take the series.
Sweep?
No, not sweep. They take the series, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Win the series tonight.
Listen, Wheeler, I thought Corey, in case you joined us, Corey was on a little bit earlier on, and he had a great point. Him and the bro, I think they're right. You gotta switch up the rotation.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And you got to move those guys. You got to get somebody in between them because they're so good that the problem is your bullpen gets taxed.
Right. I didn't even think about that. That's a great point. Then you get you a better chance to win more series. Spread them out a little bit.
Yeah.
Who would you put? Did you put Luzardo between the two? You throw a Nola in?
You mean, I mean, the problem is you have to throw Nola or Painter because you don't want them back-to-back.
Right. I think I throw Nola in the mix.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing. If you have Nola and Painter back-to-back, that's 2 days you're going to tax your bullpen in a row.
Yeah, and you're going to lose.
Because they're both
series.
5-inning pitchers.
Yeah. And I don't want to lose back-to-back.
I don't think they're automatic losses, but,
they're pretty close.
I mean, Painter was decent up until like the last 2 starts.
I have more confidence in Nola right now.
They Painter?
I think Painter's getting in trouble, man.
Yeah, well, you can't throw your fastball. That's what happens.
Trouble.
All right, here's what I wanted. The Eagles are practicing today.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I love Jason Avant. I have met a million analysts. Right, I have talked to them, interviewed them, the whole thing. I love the analysts because I'm a fake analyst. I'm a wannabe analyst. Right, so once in a while you meet somebody that is so good, and I've said this, and I will say it every time he's on because I believe it so strongly. He should be an analyst doing games.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs to be on a national level at Fox or CBS or a Netflix or any of them, all right, doing games and breaking it down because no one breaks it down better than Jason Avant.
Appreciate you, cuz. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
It's from my heart. It's from my heart. You're great because not only do you can see it on a PhD level, you educate. You're great at translating football to the masses that want to be educated. You're because it's one thing to diagnose it, but it's another thing to translate it, and you do both. That's rare.
Oh, I appreciate that. It's years, of playing this game, but being in the slot in Coach Reed's offense, you had to know a bunch. You had to know a little bit about the offensive line. You had to know about the tight end position because that's basically what it was, is a receiver version of a tight end. Then you have to know all your other positions. So, and then I didn't have the ability to have amazing athleticism or blinding speed. So if you don't have all of those attributes, you have to figure it out a different way. So knowing the game was a part of what kept me around so long because God knows I couldn't run fast.
Yeah, but you were also cerebral, right? Like you're also a smart dude, like Michigan educated. You're a smart guy, and I think it's your intelligence that really like you should be a coach. I know you don't want to do it, but you should be a coach.
It's too much time away from the family because I want to spend time with my kids. I've had my time in the sun. I've had my time in the sun. It's their time.
I think that's
but I
beautiful.
appreciate it.
I do. I think it's beautiful. And I know that's why I go to the analyst route, either coach or analyst, one or the other. So I'm fascinated by the Mannion offense.
Okay.
And obviously we'll get to AJ, but I want to really start with the Mannion offense and the trend that's in this league and how you see it and how you see it playing out here with Jalen.
Well, so they can't completely go to the Sean Mannion office completely because the Eagles have had success doing things different ways. But what I will say is that they're basically trying to blend Matt LaFleur and Sean McVay's basically offense because those are his two guys. They're going to try to blend that offense in with some concepts that the Eagles have had success with. And the more Jalen is comfortable with that offense and the more he can implement into it. But you're going to definitely see him, as many people have speculated, more in the center. There's going to be more play action. There's going to be a little bit more zone run scheme, not so much gap, not so much power, but there's going to be some more zone concepts where guys can thrive in that way. So I know the offensive line is going to enjoy that because when you get all of the plays looking the same, it throws the defense off balance. And it should cause Jalen to be one of those passers that have a very high, completion percentage, but also down the field throws should go up. Down the field throws, because play action will
Yeah.
look just the same as the run game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it because I think it should work. It's a quarterback friendly offense. I mean, you see what it does for the Purdy's and the Goffs and
Yeah.
those guys. Even when Matt Jones came in for Purdy,
Yeah.
he had success because it's quarterback friendly and there's guys that are be open.
Yeah, so it's quarterback friendly in that if the second level goes for the fake, it's easy throwing lanes. The problem with it is that the throwing lanes that you have is over the middle of the field a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And that's not something that Jalen has been more as comfortable with as most quarterbacks. And another thing, being a guy of smaller stature, you have to throw blind sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you can be comfortable with throwing blind is if you know enough about the equation, right? You may not have 100% accuracy, or not accuracy of a 100% picture, but you may have 75% of that picture and you throw it to the spot that you think it is. So yes, there's a huge upside with it. Will we have, I think this is going to be, Devontae Smith in that cut split, throwing, skinny posts to that type of thing, like the 49ers did to us in the playoffs. So hopefully we see that.
And I'm fascinated because, like, you're right. I mean, obviously, it's taking Jalen out of his comfort zone. But I think if you're going to make every quarterback has to have an evolution, right? Like,
yes,
you just do. Your body just can't take that kind of pounding. And I want to see him a little bit more pocket aware, right? Step up, slide step, do little steps, little movement.
Yes,
not just boom, I'm going to sprint right and that's it. Like, I think he can, and he does that, steps up, there's throwing lanes, like really, I think that this offense is kind of should, at least I hope, that ushers him into that next realm as a quarterback.
Yeah, that's the goal. The goal is to get him to that level. And the most challenging part of this, it won't even be the throws and over the middle and the coverage. It's how much motion that this offense is going to dictate and call for. And the blocking schemes get very, very tricky because that's a part of the Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, is that the blocking schemes are always different. So they may have a different guy hitting the nose at this point, or the three technique, right? So, Dallas Goedert and Eli Stowers are going to be asked to do a bunch more. They go across the field and they have to pull back. They get the backside guard, right? Who's going to emerge that H-back, like you said, like that type of thing. You're going to need players like that. And I think the quarterback being able to facilitate that is going to be a very tricky thing for Jalen, because he hadn't been asked to do much because guys don't motion much.
Right. Now, and listen, I am a little worried about the tight ends because you got one guy, you got Goddard, who gets hurt a lot. Now,
but he can block. He's a really good blocker.
Yeah.
Really...
And then you got Stowers, who's not a blocker. So who has to become a blocker? Like, you gotta, come on, dude. I need something from you, right?
Yeah. But I always say this, is that blocking is an attitude. And anybody can block. Anybody can. And if you are known as a bad blocker, that's just a sign of your character. That's like that. It's a character thing. I'm serious.
You were a great blocker.
It's a character thing, because there's something that has to be in you as a pro that says, I'm not going to let another man punk me. That's just a bow up thing. Like, you know what I mean? That's one of those things. If Devontae Smith can do it, anybody can freaking do it.
Yeah. I agree with you, man. Listen, I'm with you. You got to bow up. And I don't want to hear you were a quarterback. I don't want to hear it.
No, it's attitude. That's the attitude thing. That's the attitude thing. You know what? When I was in college, and this is where it came from, I used to hate the grimness and the embarrassment of watching the game film back and somebody pushing me back. I just hated that. It used to cause me like to just boil inside. So one day I just decided, listen, I will never show that on tape ever again. And that's just a pride thing that you got to have. And if you can just live with yourself of another man just slapping you in the face and you're okay with it, that's a character issue. Something's wrong.
Yes.
Jason, you've been around. You've been around a lot of quarterbacks, though. Do a lot of them have the mentality to become blockers?
Yeah. So the craziest thing is that no one when you come from high school, you don't really know your position unless you're like a stud
Right.
receiver or a stud like at your position. Most of the guys in high school play multiple positions.
Cooper was a
Right?
quarterback. DG was a quarterback.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of dudes, like there's a bunch of tight ends that were quarterbacks in high school or receivers, whatever it may be, right? So it's not the quarterback label, it's more so is that are you a football player? And a football player is a dude that's gonna do what it takes in order to get it done.
Yes.
All right.
If you
Let's
label
hope he's a
yourself
football player.
as just a quarterback, you hit because guess what? You gotta be on special teams at some point.
See, this is what I love, right? Are you okay with another man slapping you in the face? No. Please, no. So get in there and block.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
I tell that to Massimo, my 13-year-old. I don't care you're a quarterback. You got to go get dirty, all right? Like, you got to go get nasty. So, ultimately, how do you see this thing? Like, he's going to, early on, he's going to try to streamline it and give the answers in there as best as possible. How do you think this thing will go? How long will it take, do you think, before they have some sort of comfort level with it?
Yeah, so you see Jordan and you see people that are really, really enjoying this process, have had a chance to go down, but it's kind of hard to glean what guys are in shorts. Like, you can't you really can't get a feel of it. And I don't trust the shorts thing, right? So do I think it's going to take some time? Yeah, do I think it'll take some time? Do I think that they'll have it by the first 4 or 5 weeks in the season? I do. I think it's one of those offenses that you're going to see people open, and it's not us manually having to just be the guy. The scheme is going to win 50 to 60% of the time, and then the players are going to have to make up the difference, right? So rather than the players winning 80% of the time and the scheme getting us open 20% of the time. So I think with that being said, there's going to be open guys, there's going to be open running lanes, and then offensive lines is getting back healthy. So I think that the season is going to go way different now. Not having AJ is a big thing, and depending on Hollywood Brown or Dontavian Wicks to fill in for that, or Elijah Moore, it's not really the same. You can't you can't make that the same.
I don't know how you do that. I mean, I feel you, man. So let's talk about AJ and the level of loss. And it's interesting because he was back at the facility and he signed his picture. And it was like he's always open. When he signed it?
Hold on, let me get it. The best to ever play here, always open.
Yeah, that's a receiver for you. I don't blame him. You let me give my account. I was always open too.
Well, how do you read that whole situation? And a lot has been talked about with AJ, and the whole concept of wanting your own and wanting to fulfill what you believe your own destiny versus winning and all that stuff.
This is tough because I have so much respect for AJ when it comes to what he's contributed to Philadelphia. From him, getting us the Super Bowl, going to another Super Bowl, being one of the biggest reasons that our offense can run the way that it did because he had one-on-one, was able to beat one-on-ones and double teams at times. So we owe AJ a lot of respect. The thing that AJ did, his deadly sin was putting himself above the organization. The organization has a goal every year. The goal is to win the Super Bowl. AJ Brown refused to allow that to be his goal. His goal was not only to quote unquote win the Super Bowl, was to get his and get his production and get his Hall of Fame resume and all those things. When you look at it, AJ Brown had two 1,400-yard seasons with the Eagles, that better than he did in Tennessee. His down year last year had more catches of any year that he had in Tennessee, right? So AJ Brown was getting targeted. AJ Brown's problem is that his mentality is wrong. His mentality is selfish, and that doesn't match the organization of the Philadelphia Eagles. There has to be some type of sacrifice that we help you get yours, you help us get and we'll help you get yours, that type of thing. Like, it's a win-win for both parties. And I think AJ Brown didn't view the Super Bowl as a win-win for him, even though his jersey sales are up, even though people know him around the country and around the world from being with the Eagles, not with the Titans, right? So with that being said, AJ Brown was selfish, and that's just the truth. And he quit at the end of that year, last year. He quit at the end of the year. Is that his legacy? I won't say that, but I will say that AJ Brown has a rude awakening coming for him. Because guess what? As a secondary position, like a receiver, you cannot control if everything's going to go your way. You know why? Because if the offensive tackle is getting his ass whooped, you're not getting the ball. If there's a torrential downpour, you come out there, you're not getting the ball. If it's windy, you're not getting the ball. There's so many different factors that prevent you from getting the ball. And guess what? It's going to happen in New England. Are you going to bitch about it the whole time, or are you going to get in there and fight through? And all A.J. Brown had to do was show some resilience and some perseverance and some mental toughness, and he'll be fine getting to the other side. But he chose the easy way out, which is run from his problems. But guess what? Life will always present you the same challenges that you fail. And Drake May and Vrabel will see the same thing.
That's so poignant. It's just so poignant. It's like Drake May. I mean, look,
He's a baller,
right? Like,
but Drake is a baller though. He throws some great tight window throws.
Like your point about, look what happened in the Super Bowl. His tackle couldn't block, right? Whole thing got blown up.
Nobody gets the ball if you can't block.
Right. Or the championship game when it's a blinding snowstorm and wind and everything else.
You can't do it. They double team you the whole game. Like, you can't control that. And what happens in these situations, that you stress yourself out trying to be God, trying to control every aspect of it. You can control what's in front of you. You can control how much effort you put in. If you get open on every single play, if you're doing your job, you cannot control every factor. And you trying to do that will only stress yourself out, give yourself mental problems, and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so right. Does it help Jalen not having AJ around and not on the field? We know his ability, but the pressure, because there is a pressure to make him happy, right? To feed him.
Yeah, you know what it is that will make Jalen's game more comfortable, right? Because Devontae's not going to cry. Devontae wants the ball just as much as AJ, right. But Devontae understands the team concept more than AJ. So I think, yes, that just takes a weight off your shoulders. And I remember talking about this with Donovan years ago. It wasn't about us not being TO, because we're in the same situation. When I got in the league, TO was just leaving. And it wasn't about our group not being TO. It was more so about him being free to just be able to play quarterback without feeling like he got to throw an interception to make this dude happy. Like, I just forced it to him. So now you can throw it to the open guy, which is what the team is designed for. The team was never designed to pacify and kiss one player's ass. It was never designed.
Dude, and again, like, you're going to roll coverage. Like, there's guys are going to be open. That's the whole point of a guy to create space is because you're drawing attention. Like, that's the sport. And it's amazing because the sport is built on selflessness. I mean, that's
Yeah, it is. It is. And then here's my biggest problem with it. My biggest problem with it. If you make these claims and you have this attitude, you better freaking be open. And the
yeah,
truth of the matter is that AJ Brown at times was getting strapped. You go back to that Lions game against Rocky Sean backups, Amik Robertson, right? Backups, right? They didn't have Terrion Arnold out there. They were locking AJ's butt up. And if it wasn't for a phantom pass interference call, we lose that game.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You see what I mean?
yeah.
So those are things that occur. So you got to get max separation too. Does AJ have a lot left in the tank, or was he dealing injuries, whatever? He has a
Right.
lot left in the tank. Do I think that he can turn into 1,600-yard receiver? Yes, I do think that. But make sure that you're showing that you're open too. That's all.
What do you think of? What do you think? What do you think, Makai Lemon? What's your assessment of him?
I like him. I like him a lot. I think that he's sharp when it comes to his routes. He has definitely the ability to attack the football for a small guy. He's not a big dude.
Right.
For a small guy, he attacks the football, and he has like this competitive fire to him that you like. And that competitive fire is meaningful because guess what? The NFL has some a learning curve to it. And if you don't have that competitive edge, you won't have the ability to overcome that learning curve. A lot of guys fall in the learning curve stage because it's going to be a time where you have your best stuff isn't working. In college, you got your moves, they're set. And you get to the
Yeah.
pros, those moves
Yeah.
don't work. And then people are like, oh, I can't do it. But if you have that competitive fire, it's going to drive you to figure it out. And so I love that about Makai Lemon. Is there some things that I worry about? Yes. I worry that most of his catches were in a slot. I worry about him not having dynamic at the line releases or at the top of breaks. He does stop and start better than most, so I like that portion of it. But when it comes to just natural ability to make people move, the thing that Devontae Smith has, the thing that Jay Jettas have, or Devontae Adams, like that type of thing, that goes a long way. And I don't see that in his game, but that doesn't mean he can't be successful. I just think that we're going to have to play through the slot at times, which this offense
Yeah.
can do under Sean Mannion, because basically being in cut splits, you are getting free releases anyway. So this offense kind of helps Makai Lemon.
That's what I was thinking. Like, you're going to put him in motion. Like, I saw
Yeah.
Notre Dame game. Notre Dame's got two great corners.
Yeah.
NFL sticky get kids and they shut him down. I mean,
Yeah.
But in the slot,
But he's not, but like I
in
said, he's
motion-
not a go search my back, cuz.
No. I was just saying, you put him in slot, you put him in motion. Like, there should be ways to get him released.
There's ways to so there's ways to get him open. Like usually in the first round, you have something that's an intangible that just totally wows you, whether it's speed, it's size, it's cutting ability, it's catch radius, or something. That thing I don't see. He's good at all of them, but it's not like one, like Jordan Tyson releases and at the top of routes, insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Way
insane.
above his way above, being a rookie. You look at Carnell Tate, the top of his routes and his ability to be smooth and vertical separation. Like you see those things. When you look at Makai Lemon, you're like, okay, he's an undersized guy that isn't a blazer. Maybe his thing is his competitive fire. He attacks the ball. Maybe that's the thing. And a lot of people compare him to Steve Smith. Steve Smith was super shifty, and that's what people think that I can't compare him to Steve, because Steve was as shifty as a player that you can get. People don't remember Steve Smith being a Pro Bowl returner for years before he became a Pro Bowl receiver. He was ultra shifty, and I don't necessarily see that in Lemon's game as far as like that
He's
level
got
of
the
shift.
strength. He reminds me of all the strength aspect of it. Like He's got
Yeah.
strong hands. He'll jump, like he'll elevate for it. Like, but I mean,
You know who he reminds me of, and people don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear this, but you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of TJ Houshmandzadeh. That's who he reminds me of. Like, so that's the guy that reminds me
see
of who had a lot of production, basically the same type of speed. Hoosh is maybe just a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But that's who he reminds me of.
Yeah. I totally see it.
Which Hoosh was a good player, productive player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I think it's a good comp. Hey, we were doing this exercise, the top 26 Eagles of this century. But we were talking about the receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So if I say to you the best Eagle receiver, you're gonna have AJ, right? You're gonna have T.O., the whole thing. I go Deshaun Jackson. I had Deshaun as my number one.
You said of 2020s?
Yeah, of the 2000s.
2000.
Yeah, this century.
Shoot. I would guess production-wise, it's hard to go against Deshaun.
Just who you think is the best.
And how dynamic. T.O.'s a better player.
Right.
But T.O. is the best player out of all of them.
Right.
I can't deny that. T.O. is freaking a unicorn with that size and speed. It's just
because he did have speed, like he had ridiculous speed, right?
Now, like I thought Deshaun, besides T.O., affected winning way more than AJ ever could.
Yeah, only because he runs through a cover too. Like the speed was, and he was great at tracking a ball. Like he was unbelievable at tracking a ball.
Deshaun with the I used to tell Deshaun this all the time. He used to get pissed off at me. I said, man, if I had your ability, I'd be in the Hall of Fame. That would get him going every time. But Deshaun was a very special player, and he affected the game even when he didn't have the ball because they couldn't play certain coverages against us because of him. And defensive coordinators were so afraid of him.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that you see with AJ Brown, where one guy is lined up and the safety in the middle of the field. Dang, that's not like this. Like if the safety in the middle of the field, he's cheating to Deshaun's way.
Yes.
Like, because nobody could run with him.
No.
And
so even the safeties would take bad angles, not realizing how fast he was and blow by him.
Yeah, Deshaun was the most talented player one of the most talented players I've ever played with. Maybe top 2, top 3 I've ever played with. So in any level in sport, Deshaun was that talented. Yeah, the thing I said, like I told Deshaun, dude, give me a little bit more. We can win every time. But yeah, but I would put most, like if you're based on just resume, I would go T.O. 1, Deshaun 2, AJ 3.
Okay. Yeah. T.O. Yeah. It's just a shame. It was 10 games. I mean, and the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So, but I'm basing mine on the most talented players.
Right.
If you're looking at Eagles stats, it's probably going to go Deshaun,
right,
AJ, then T.O.
Yeah. No, but T.O. when he was on the field, I mean, he was just dominant. Like he just
T.O. is.
Dude,
you see the stories. T.O.'s stories is just insane. Because David Culley, the receiver coach, that was with Texans last, loved T.O. and would always just show us tape of him just practicing. It's like, dude, this is how you practice. Like, it wasn't because T.O. knew how to work.
Yes. And he was amazing, fanatical, take care of his body.
Oh yeah, he did everything right.
He got the time when before the nutrition thing really took off, he was amazing at that.
some dudes get the most out of their ability, and T.O. was one of those dudes that get the most out of even an already talented, framework. And then others, could be super talented but don't get the most out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, last thing.
Yeah.
Michigan, I would college football and the whole insanity. I just want your 50,000-foot view of the insanity going on with college football.
I like kids getting paid. So whenever I talk about this, I don't want to
I do too.
Distort that.
Right.
Do I think that I really don't see the advantage of no rules at all. Because it's not there's really not many structures in the United States where it's just free for all. Everything has some red tape. Everything has some rules. You can't show up when you want to. You can't just, whatever. So I think that it just needs more structure. Do I think that there needs to be some limits? Yes, I think it needs to be some type of salary cap limits or what have you. So it can make the sport desirable, because what we're heading to is an unwatchable sport. That's what we're headed to, with not many fan bases with being incentivized to look in and watch. Because guess what? Who's going to continue to dominate this?
Yeah.
Ohio State's, the Georgias, Michigan, whatever it is, whoever Texas, whoever got the cheese, whoever got some money.
Yeah.
And that's not what college football has been about. That's not what college sports has been about. Just think about it. Since we've instituted this whole NIL thing, when the last time you've seen the Davidson make the Final Four?
No, that's over. Mid-majors are dead.
Yeah, like you can't. That's what made the sport great. So I think there has to just be some structure. Do I think Nick Saban should be the crying voice for it? Hell no. Shut your ass up. You broke the rules. You did all type of stuff under the table. Now you up there bitching because you couldn't get your pro because you couldn't win the way with NIL. Like, no, get your ass off of there and let somebody else do it. So that's the last person I want to see talking to Congress. That pissed me off to say the least. Like, dude, you've been cheating for 20 years. And now you want to bitch about the rules being equal.
Yeah.
Like, no, you should not be the person.
Yeah. Brother, we love you, man. You're the greatest. You are. And we look forward to it every time, man. You're the best.
I appreciate you, gentlemen.
Love
you guys
brother.
have a good one.
You too. The great Jason Avant. Is he not always great?
I just like listening to him, man. The way he talks and digests things. People, I don't understand why he's not on national.
Dude, I say it every time, and I'm going to keep always saying
He should be on a studio show breaking down.
Good. He's so good. He's so much better than
95% of
he is. He's great. All right, let's take a quick TO. We'll come right back. Talk about our friends. Talk about Valley Forge. You know that feeling when you need a quick getaway?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't feel like dealing with airports, long drives, overcomplicated travel plans. That's why Montgomery County, Pennsylvania is such a great getaway spot for us. A little bit of everything. History, shopping, entertainment, outdoor adventure, great food, all just outside the city. You can spend the day exploring Valley Forge National Historical Park. Hit the shops at King of Prussia. Check out live entertainment. Explore some of the amazing small towns and hidden gems throughout Montgomery County. And with America celebrating 250 years this summer, never been a better time to experience the history and the stories that helped shape this country. Whether it's a couple's trip, a family weekend, sports road trip, or just a chance to unplug for a few days, Montgomery County makes it easy to get away without going far. Plan your trip, book your stay, start your retreat today. valleyforge.org. That's valleyforge.org. Wawa's got tacos. Tacos Wawa expanding its freshly prepared food lineup with new seasoned beef tacos available for a limited time. Built to deliver bold, craveable flavor in every bite. We're talking warm, soft tortillas filled with Wawa's savory, juicy, boldly seasoned beef, plus fresh toppings that you can customize your way. You got options too, from seasoned beef, chicken, steak, black beans, shredded cheddar cheese. Pick up 2 spreads like salsa roja, garlic aioli, barbecue, ranch, buffalo, chipotle, and you top it off with shredded lettuce, salsa, fire-roasted corn, onions, or pickled jalapenos, all packed in a 6-inch soft flour tortilla, making it perfect handheld or on-the-go option. Seasoned beef tacos doesn't stop, all right? It's available across the full lineup, including burritos, bowls, and quesadillas, so you can mix and match and build the meal that fits your appetite. But don't wait. The lineup is only here for a limited time while supplies last. Next time you're at Wawa, grab a taco and find your new go-to order. He was great.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
we're very lucky to have him here.
You know, the idea of, you know, you got it good somewhere. Like the whole AJ thing is fascinating.
Yeah, his take was interesting. Yeah, I thought he'd be more Team AJ, but he seemed not to be.
I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I mean, I liked it. I do. I like it a lot. Like, listen, I like AJ a ton, but I mean, he's right. Like, dude, like, you know, can't control everything.
Yeah, the guy he wants his shine. He wants it all the time. He wants to be the man every day, every game.
But I appreciate your quest for greatness, but again,
you knew once he won the Super Bowl and a week later, he's like, yeah, this isn't everything I thought it would be. I need to dominate one-on-one, this and that. You knew he was different.
Yeah.
Like who reacts like that a week after a Super Bowl?
Listen, there is a weird letdown that happens when you achieve something like that.
You think? A letdown?
Yeah. It's because the truth of the matter is there is this moment, and the moment is unbelievable, right? It's emotional because it's the culmination of a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And you have this experience. And you have this amazing moment, and it's emotional. And then a couple of days later, it wears off. It doesn't mean it didn't happen, but it doesn't stay at that apex shortly thereafter.
I understand that, but
I mean that's just human nature.
Yeah, this just felt like,
and I think he doesn't recognize that.
I won the Super Bowl, but I wasn't Super Bowl MVP. I didn't have a huge game. Like, I feel like that.
Well, that's my point. He's like, yo, dude, like, what? Like, you got to appreciate it more.
He's got to appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he may not be the player.
Like when he's saying, I lost, the moment I woke up and I was like, well, that's it. And that's life. That's what happens. You can't stay at that level of emotion for weeks at a time. Like it wears off.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. But him wanting to be the guy and all that, he probably wouldn't be who he was, and we wouldn't have got those years in the Super Bowl without him having that mentality.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah. I think you're right. All right. Let's take a quick TO and come back in the day. Got to go back in the day for us?
Interesting one that I was shocked by.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know how that goes.
Relates to the current Phillies.
The current Phillies. When you say that, you're leading. I try to get in your head a little bit.
We're not going 100 years back.
Okay.
Going 3 years ago.
All right. Will it inspire Uncle Frank?
No, but if we get time, there's a video he sent out I would love to play because he's off his rocker.
He's insane.
Yeah, he's got to be like 3 gummies in with this video. And the fact that he sent it.
Yeah, does Jules have it?
Oh, yeah, she's got it.
All right. We got to play it.
I think he's trying to make fun of me in a way, but I don't know. It doesn't go anywhere.
No, it's he's bad. He's bad at trying to make fun, but what he does is it's highly entertaining because it mocks himself.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, you gotta say. And by the way, we would love to have videos chat, like your own voice videos of saying, "Hey, this is why Jalen, or this is why this, or this is why that." I would love that. If you don't want to come live, send in the VG or myself or Jules. First, let's talk about our friends. Let's talk about staying in the game. If pain is slowing you down, knee, shoulder, back, I don't care, whatever it is, knee, elbow, you just have to deal with it. No, you don't. The team at Rothman Orthopedics has you covered. They've been recognized as #1 physician practice in the country by Castle Connolly for having the most top doctors in orthopedic care. That's elite expertise, trusted nationwide. And getting started is easy. Head over to rothmanortho.com/PHLY. Schedule your appointment today. Don't know what type of specialist to schedule with? Use their fast schedule program to get connected with their VIP scheduling team to get you set up with the appropriate specialist for your injury. And with Rothman now, you get immediate access to an orthopedic expert for guidance when you need it. At Rothman Orthopedics, your mobility is their mission. Book today, rothmanortho.com/PHLY, and get back to doing what you love, pain-free. Dick's Sporting Goods, let's go. Let's talk about it. Let's make it your one-stop shop. I'm there. It's my favorite store. If I go shopping, I just want to go to Dick's Sporting Goods. Listen, from the tournaments and the baseball games, soccer tournaments down in South Philly, to your own kids' games. That's just, Summers of Sports is underway in a big way. So you're getting ready to cheer on the squads or getting the kids geared up to hit the field, Dick's Sporting Goods is there for you. They got everything you need this season. We're talking jerseys and fan gear to rep the squads, all the equipment, gloves, cleats, bats, balls, football, sleeves, socks, mouth guards with money signs like my man has. Everything you need for whatever sport you're playing this summer. It's easy to. Stop by your local Dick's Sporting Goods around the area. Shop anytime. Dicks.com. All right, before the big game, make your first stop. Dick's Sporting Goods, because summer sports starts here. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Let's go Uncle Frank and then back in the day.
All right.
Do that. Do your way. That's good. Go back in the day. Then we'll do an Uncle Frank. He's crazy.
Yeah. What's he saying? Clean. I had to make sure it was clean. Hold it to my ear. I was like, it's clean. I don't know what he's saying.
I know. He's nuts.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with Trumark. Oh, yeah.
We're going to go to 3 years ago, June 9th, 2023. Kyle Schwarber hits a walk-off home run against the Dodgers. And that's the last walk-off home run the Phillies have had. They have the longest drought in baseball.
What?
3 years without a walk-off home run.
And a high fly ball to deep right field. Walk-off number 4. Kyle Schwarber has just walked off the Dodgers. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning, a solo home run. He knew it as soon as it left.
Oh, that's
the
amazing.
The longest drought, 3 years.
5-4.
I was amazed by
Do
that.
it again on back-to-back nights.
I was like, I can't think of one because one didn't happen. There hasn't been one of those lately.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Pretty
All right.
wild.
That's just wild. All right. Uncle Frank.
Now he's trying to hop on the Dracula stuff.
Oh,
there's a corpse there's a casket mentioned in here.
Okay, so you as Nosferatu.
I don't know if it's me. I can't figure out where he's going. He's talking about him coming out of his own casket.
Oh, really?
Got the double DW40.
The sun is about to go down, and I'm going to spray WD-40 to get out of the lid of my coffin and pray on these humans. And yeah, my fellow rats and bats will follow me.
He says, I think I can decipher, and my fellow rats and bats are following me.
Oh my God! I guess he was talking about the commissioner.
He's voicing
Yes.
what Adam Silver is saying. I guess.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I
Not
mean,
bad.
it's all right, but that's for what? Adam Silver's casket does not need oiling. That thing's gonna be.
Yours needs oil.
Mine is creaky. Yes,
Right.
that thing's streamlined.
Yeah. No, he's jumping out of that thing. He's like, you don't even know it's open.
Yeah,
And he's praying on.
yeah. So he doesn't think it out, like, because there's too much of the pause. He's ad-libbing here.
Yeah.
Pause is a while.
Yeah. There's a healthy
I
pause.
guess
a vodka-induced pause for Uncle Frank.
the first comment is so bombed. Yes, he's definitely bombed.
He's out of his mind. Oh my God! All right, that's going to do it for us.
I feel bad because he says the videos are pretty plentiful. They come through. It's like we got.
He's nuts. He's nuts. You know, like it sends you like he says he'll tweet something, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm not, again, I'm not always on social media. So he'll tweet something, and then the next thing you know, he has to send me what he tweets.
In case you don't see it, he needs you to see his tweet.
Clever. I love you, but it's not that funny. Like, and the more you do it, the more it's worse.
Kind of the funnier it gets, the more he does it.
It is, but the more bad it is. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
We love you, Uncle Frank.
Love Uncle Frank.
You are the best. Jules rules.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. All right, everybody. Have a great night. Go Phil. See you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.